college prep, healthcare and medical sciences, leadership, science, technology and engineering, and the performing arts. Visit the Gaston County Schools website for information about our magnet schools and academies. The deadline to submit an application is March 21st.
I wish I had another drink, I wouldn't be so hot to sink. I should have taken time to think. Besides, I got the picture straight. You must have had another date. I didn't need this extra way to wish that I could see the way to show. I don't want no more.
Hunt Brothers Pizza always offers all toppings at no extra charge. That's 1,024 topping combinations at one price. At Hunt Brothers Pizza, we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com to find your next pizza. Not quite as many grassroots races happening this weekend, although there are some special ones. Thanksgiving weekend, some big races, and of course after that, it'll be trade show season. I'm Lenny Baticki, and we'll see you next time at the track. So long.
PRN at the Track was presented by Pro Fabrication Headers and Exhaust, quality that wins. O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. And by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Carolina Country, WCSL, 92.9 FM, W225DL, 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia, Kings Mountain. Online at www.ktcbroadcasting.com.
Every weekend right here.
Start your engine!
Welcome to Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown alongside the NASCAR legend. We're Charlie and Debbie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought they were going to lose their girls to Carl Edwards. Have you ever seen Carl Edwards? When he first came around, I didn't know he had a shirt because he never seemed to have one on.
He can't even pay to hook.
It's Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown with Charlie and Debbie.
Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. on Carolina Country, WCSL, online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Tee it up for a great golf experience at the Cherryville Golf and Country Club. And yes, the course is open to the public 7 days a week. For your tee time, give them a call, 704-435-6597. Tune your game up with their driving range. And on Friday, come on out for the Captain's Choice starting at 5:30. And for that special event, keep the Cherryville Country Club in mind with several event packages available. That's the Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Online at cherryvillegolf.com.
Even Grandma would be jealous of the Grill Snack Bar inside Medical Center Pharmacy in Gastonia. It's an old-timey drugstore grill, kind of like Sutton's in Chapel Hill for Utario fans. It's where many items are homemade, including fresh chicken salad and pimento cheese. Get the hottest pinto beans in Gaston County with homemade cornbread, just like Grandma used to make. Plus all kinds of sandwiches, plates, salads, desserts, and daily specials. You got to try it. The Grill Snack Bar inside Medical Center Pharmacy, 515 Cox Road in Gastonia. The Grill Snack Bar is open 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Medical Center Pharmacy now has 2024-25 North Carolina Tar Heel basketball calendars for sale.
Get ready for spring and summer with a pre-spring checkup from Shelby Heating and Air. Now for a limited time, you can get a cleaning checkup of your heating and air conditioning system for just $69. But hurry, offer will not last long. Since 1977, Shelby Heating and Air has been keeping the folks in this area warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Lennox heating and air conditioning systems. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 or visit the website at shelbyheating.com. Like them on Facebook too. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. Don't miss the Dodge President's Day sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Just announced. Lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $278 per month for 24 months. $39.99 total due at lease signing. No security deposit required. Lease payment term is factored in. A $6,500 EV incentive provided by lender. See dealer for details. Don't miss it. The Dodge President's Day sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Usually.
Chip's not here.
Oh, Chip's not here. When JP and Brooke will be in probably a few minutes. So, welcome to our Saturday morning sports podcast.
JP.
Yes.
My question to you is, have you got our intern understanding that she can come in whenever?
No. I haven't talked to her.
This is KT Broadcasting. You sort of work when you want to.
Yeah.
Don't you know this is a work from home radio station?
Oh, yeah. If I could, trust me, I'd never be late.
Yeah. Come on, bro. This is a work from. Calvin gave me permission to work from home, but I come in anyway.
Yeah, right.
Calvin called me and said, "Well, Tom, you just work from home if you want to." I said, "Nah, Calvin, I'll come on in there. I get a biscuit if I come in, so I'll go ahead and go in."
I'm glad Tom got his biscuit.
I got my biscuit, so I go on home now.
Speaking of biscuit, Tom, what are you eating there?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and my usual hash brown and McDonald's coffee. And I know that our late friend Steve loved his McDonald's coffee, so I thought about him as popped up on my memories this week. So Steve, happy birthday in heaven. We miss you here at KTC Broadcasting. But every time I have a cup of McDonald's coffee, I think of our good friend Steve.
Terry, what you eating this morning?
I had a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
I got
with a hash brown.
I had an egg and cheese biscuit here from McDonald's in Cherville with a strawberry banana smoothie. Gets me going in the mornings. Brooks here, she don't know what she's got yet. Her biscuit's in there.
Yeah.
JP, this is Chips. He's not here today. We didn't explain it to JP. It's not his fault. So I'll give him credit for that. JP, what you eating today?
I got a egg and cheese biscuit.
Egg and cheese biscuit. All right, Tom. So we're explaining to Miss Brooke on timing and how things work, and like when you play. So you play sports, or anything, and they tell you something starts at 8. What time are you supposed to be there? 7:45. 15 of them at least early. Now, with that said, in things like radio or TV or things like that. So JP, you work where? At Ingalls?
Yes.
So if JP shows up 15 minutes late, somebody else scans their food in. But when JP shows up late here, we can't start the show, believe that or not. Hey. Just go.
It's in our line of work. You're the last line of defense. So like if you're late for a radio broadcast, you're screwed. And in the other world that I do, like I'm a driver's ed instructor. Well, I just call people, hey, I want to be 15 minutes late. It's cool. It's no big deal. But if you're 15 minutes late for umpiring a baseball game, you're in trouble. Because when you walk out on the field, Terry, you know everybody's already
That's
mad at you. So there's some things that you'll learn in life that some things you have a little bit of flexibility in, but
We're
some
not picking
things
on
you
you.
don't. We're picking
we were
on
on,
you,
we
though.
were on something before that, but yeah, we're picking
We're
on you. but
picking
not
on
picking
you.
We are, but we're
Well, you're a
not.
high school kid. I'm a high school teacher, so I give high school kids a hard time
That's
routinely
it.
every single day.
True.
Well, my Kevin, my student teacher saw me. There was a couple boys running down the hallway.
Yeah.
So I just stuck my arm out, and that boy ran into my arm and stopped. And I said, "Hey, man, you gonna run somebody over? This kid's about 6'3". You know, he's a big old kid." I said, "You can't run in the hallway, man. You can't do that." And he just kind of didn't say anything. I said, "All right, man, just knock it off." So I walked back, and my student teacher's looking at me like, "Oh my God, what did that guy just do?" And then he goes, "I think I need to talk with your principal." He's like, "What?" He goes, "Well, I need to ask what I'm allowed to do." And I was like, "Well, you can get away with it if you've been teaching school for a long time." So if I can get away with clotheslining kids in the hallway, I could probably get by with giving somebody a little bit of a hard
Tom,
time.
I'll give you some credit on that when I have a scar right here in my eyebrow from a kid running out of a classroom.
I know.
And hit me head. We hit head on head while I was walking in the classroom. He come out and boom. I mean, it was just like somebody headbutted me, and I just blood everywhere all over my face. And everyone's like, "What just happened?" I look like I just got in like the biggest fight ever. Walking to the principal's office. And I was that dodo running out the classroom.
I tell the kids, you know, when they do their stupid stuff in the hallway, I just go up to them and say, "Hey, man, what's the floor made out of?" Like, "Huh? What is this floor made out of?" "I'll tell you, concrete." "What's going to happen if your head hits that concrete?" Like, they don't really understand, you know, what can happen to them when they get hurt. So when you give them a hard time, when you give them a little bit of a hard time, it's always to try to say, "Hey, man, I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to be a better person."
Right.
So that's why we do that. But it was funny, Kevin. I guess he'd been told in his little student teacher classes that you can't stick your arm out and clothesline a kid who's running. I was like, well, if you've been there for 29 years, you can. But and I told the principal about it. She said, "Well, you've been here so long, you could probably get away with a little bit more than the other teachers." I'm like, yeah. That's one thing I hate when I retire, Terry. You know, like people like me and you, it's been there forever. If we went to another school, we'd probably get in a lot of trouble for doing what we do at our schools. But, you know, okay, well, let's talk about sports. Enough about teachers.
That's fine. Well, good morning, everybody. McDonald's at Cherville is our sponsor here. Check them out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And after the games, that's the place to go here in Cherville. We'll look through the brackets real quick. Our local team still in the basketball brackets. In the high school playoffs, Ashbrook will be hosting Central Davidson. Ashbrook is the 1 seed. Central Davidson is the 24. They'll play the winner of High Point Central, the 20 seed, at Hunter Huss, the 12 seed.
Look at all these higher seeds winning. Great job, Max Preps.
The 15 seed Oak Grove will be at Crest, the 10 seed, and 11 Ben L. Smith will be at Dudley. So three of the four games will feature a Big South team in those matchups. So we got some local teams going on. I guess that Huss beat North Lincoln last night by 6. Is that who that is, Terry, on that matchup? Yep.
Yeah, Burns beat North Lincoln in baseball 3-1. I'm like, man, I know that North Lincoln team was loaded, but they had about 3 or 4 kids playing on that basketball team, Kevin. So they weren't available that Wednesday night. Still a good game, but their basketball was pretty good this year too. I was surprised they went down to Ashbrook though, right? Ashbrook beat them.
Yeah, Ashbrook's,
okay.
Ashbrook's the 1 seed.
So Ashbrook beat them. Congratulations, Ashbrook, and yeah, Big South killing it, man. 3 of their 4 top teams still in, except for Kings Mountain was eliminated. But it was just, I mean, even some of their lower tier teams, Kevin, that I saw, like South Point, they weren't bad. You know what I mean? You know, Forest View wasn't bad. So they're pretty good. I mean, you better bring your A game to beat the 5th place team. You know, you got a pretty good conference.
Lincoln beat Maiden last night. Terry, you said they had split earlier in the year, and that was the 3rd game.
Yeah, this was their 4th game. So they ended up being 2-2 against you. Maiden won the first 2, and then Lincoln won the last 2. Won the tournament championship, and then turned around and beat them right automatically and put them out. You know, I don't understand a lot of this Max Prep stuff because Lincoln has jumped into this tournament. First people they play was West Caldwell. Then you turn around again and play another team out of your own conference, Maiden. Come on, man. Move this stuff around. You shouldn't have to go to your tournament and play these teams, and then jump straight over into the NCAA playoff tournament and play them again.
Terry, I got one better. Burns played Shelby 4 girls 4 times.
Well, that's what this was. This is the 4th time they played.
And unfortunately for Burns, they got beat all 4 times in close games. But, yeah, I mean, the first round of the playoffs was Burns and Shelby.
Yeah.
Now, the advantage is you don't have to travel, because it is expensive to travel. But you know,
I guarantee you the place was packed because every game that these two squads have had all year long have been sellout crowds.
Hot dog money. It was a good crowd at Crest last night. I was glad to see some people coming back to the basketball games. Of course, Terry, one critical moment in the game, a kid got an and one. He lays it up, gets an and one. Here comes the student section onto the court like the game was over, but there's like 3 minutes left to go in the
I
game.
was just about to the student section get kicked out again this time.
No, now the referee came over. Now the referee was one of these demonstrative, it's all about me, all eyes on me. You could just tell he was one of those guys.
Lordy.
So he went over to the student section and made all these and just like pointed at the principal. And I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out here to Jeremy Shields. Jeremy did a pretty good job. He went over there and, he's an old football player, old offensive lineman. But he got up in front of the crowd and says, "Get back." And they sat back. He said, "No, back or leave." And he made them go back another row in the bleachers. So good job, Jeremy Shields over there doing a good job getting his kids. And I know the kids get excited, but you can't run out on the court, Terry. That's a safety issue. I mean, the game's still going on.
When the game's going on, they're lucky he didn't give a tag. I mean,
they could have. But good job, Coach Levine. And they trailed the majority of that game, and were able to come back. And when I was keeping track, Brent Pasco has taught me how to do better stats. And I started doing the offensive rebounds. I said, man, I need to get the offensive rebounds because they make a difference. Crest in the overtime, in the second half and overtime, had 13 offensive rebounds, Terry. 13. I mean, that's almost.
Who had that many?
Crest. And I think in the whole overtime and the overtime and second half, I think that Northwest Cabarrus had 2.
Really? Good job, Dennis.
What did I say? Oh, but I was at the game. Terry, good Lord, Terry. I don't mind it. You can't talk about anybody that Terry doesn't like.
What? I mean, we were talking about Lincoln, and then all of a sudden we ended up on Crest.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's the game.
I mean, I've seen this before.
Go ahead.
Every Friday night.
Go ahead. I've been insulted to this. I've been insulted so bad I've been silenced. That's just the game I was at, Terry.
We appreciate you, Tom.
Go ahead. Go ahead, finish up, Terry. I'm sorry.
You boys don't know 150 goes in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't there. Terry, were you at the game? Terry, did you attend a basketball game?
No, I was doing refereeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
he did not attend. He didn't. Just for the record, he did not attend a game last night.
I did not. You're right. But what a game they had. Lincoln and beats Maiden 72-69. Last time they played, Lincoln and beat them 70-69. So that's how close those games are, Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You need to go back to Crest?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Okay. But congratulations to Crest.
Sorry. It was just on my mind. I did.
We're going to have to install a Crest fight song button on this damn thing.
I just got through. As soon as you started, I looked over at Kevin and winked. I said, listen to this.
I was at the game.
God, I wish somebody else was here too to enjoy this. Well, anyway, Monroe goes to Reedsville. And the Reedsville's the one to see Lincoln in. They'll be at Salisbury.
Yeah, Salisbury next. 81-46 over Pine Lake Prep. No trouble.
Oh, good grief. Are they that good or are they Pine Lake Prep?
That's true. You never know.
Well, Pine Lake Prep won a game. They beat Lexington, the Orange Jackets. So they're at least there. So that's who's on the west side on that. And then North Surrey will be hosting Lincoln Charter. And then now Shelby will be hosting Bandy's after Shelby won last night 95-65 over the Owen War Horses. And Bandy's beats Forest Hills, who knocked off the 2-seed Randleman in the first round. So you got Shelby hosting Bandy's. I'm sure we'll have that. Was it Tuesday, Tom, is when they play those games?
Bandy's has got I think they got a 6'8" or 6'9" guy that plays like old school 6'9". Like they let him, play on the box. And they had, Burns played him in the first round. They said they had just a hard time. They tried to go man to man, and sometimes that doesn't work out well when you got a 6'9" guy. You're trying to go man to man with a 6'3" guy.
Yeah.
But that Shelby doesn't really have anybody that tall, so they're going to have to get creative in how they slow him down, because I didn't see him play personally, but say he's really, really good down low.
Well, all right. So I don't think we have anybody left in the 1As, and we obviously don't.
Well,
need
Thomas Jefferson
4As.
was in it, but they got beat
Right.
109-90 in the
Wow.
1A.
What a good game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a game. It may not have been close, but
Not
it
a
would have
whole
been
lot of
entertaining.
defense
You're
played,
right. Definitely.
I wonder if
been
that was multiple overtimes.
No, I doubt it. But over in the girls bracket, as we go down through it, some teams from around here, Thomas Jefferson got beat 72-66 in the 1A. In the 2A, Shelby got beat 61-56. Lincoln Charter loses to Forbush 53-30. Maiden loses to T.W. Andrews 65-36. Bandy's pulls off a win 53-47 over Southwestern Randolph. And some other teams from around the area. Lexington beats East Rutherford 60-52. East Burke, out of our conference, wins 64-43 over Randleman. And in the 3A, it was Stuart Kramer defeating Rockingham 49-32. And in other teams from around here, High Brighton lost 55-45 to Robinson. Hunter Huss beats AC Reynolds 54-46. North Lincoln over Asheville Irwin 65-44. And that should take care of our groups from around here.
All righty. I give you guys an update for our local high school conferences. First of all, if you folks are listening on the radio and don't know it, this show is live on YouTube every Saturday, and you can go back and rewatch it. As soon as the show's over, watch it during the week. So if you miss a segment, you're listening for NASCAR, you're listening for basketball or baseball or football, and you miss your favorite sport, you can always go back and rewatch the show at your pleasure, at your leisure, whenever you want, and put it on the big screen and put Terry on the big screen and have lunch, Tom.
No. That would not be my idea of a great lunch. But anyway, they have this. This is final. Is this final?
No,
or
it's still.
okay,
This is the last one we saw the other day. So we haven't seen a final. This is the last. This is the third projection they've put out. So we just didn't have the column on the left where Lincoln Charter was in last week. I didn't know they were adding football. So now they're in there with Lake Norman Charter, Pine Lake Prep, Community School of Davidson, Corvion, who was second in the state last year, Christ the King, and whoever Langtree and the Bradford Pairs are.
I never heard of that.
I think it's one of them's in Mooresville, one of them in Huntersville or something like that. One of those two.
I tell you what, though, if you're in that conference with Thomas Jefferson, you better make sure you got AAA, because you're going to be doing a lot of driving, bud. I mean, look at there. I mean, we talked about this the other week. Albemarle, Greystone, Bonnie Cone, which is in Huntersville, all the way up by the Renaissance Fair. I mean, it's just, man, that they're going to have to do something with that. Union County, Thomas Jefferson to Union County.
Need to get a bus sponsor for the conference. What they need.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, there you go. NIL. All right, so there's your conferences, folks. That missed that last week. We did want to add that in. We got that. Post that on the website if you want a nice little visual of it.
I just think they need to go back and when they have these conferences, then go back and have somebody take pictures of your visiting squad in the stands.
Oh, you talking about the fans and stuff? No, well, and we said this last year. Someone at whether it's Highland Tech or whether it's Shelby or Burns needs to personal invite, send a letter to Q Tucker and anyone else down in the state. You know what, Tom? They don't even have to come down here. I was going to say, invite them to come down. We'll feed them all the hot dogs and bologna sandwiches they want. But we broadcast the Burns game. How about we just send them the link and say, you guys watch this. Watch this and tell us what you approve of in the state of North Carolina. And like we said last week, it's just a health safety risk 100%. And more than anything, it's not people get beat and they're and that's what they. That's what.
But there's not a soul on this side of the state would want Burns and Shelby having to play Cherville and Highland Tech and Bessemer City, all them again.
Well, wouldn't you?
We just come out of that.
The main thing that I think that you want in putting the conferences that I want to get is I hate these if we're getting to 40 before even halftime, and we're talking running clock before halftime in these games. You're putting them in the same conference with them. That means if that's the case with anybody, they shouldn't be in the same conference. Whether if you schedule them, out of conference or whatever, but if you're up 50 and 40 at halftime, then you shouldn't be playing the same sport like that. What's funny about the other thing? Well, my question was, and this will make their heads blow because if we're so worried about, which we're not worried about safety, obviously, because they let them play that. But baseball, it ends early when you get up a certain point. Well, just end the game when it's at 50 at halftime or whatever. Send everybody home.
Go up by 50.
Like, what are we doing here? But anyway, it's just silly. We'll never get over it. I just can't believe. I can't believe they're that stupid. But
I can't believe they're able to do it again.
Yeah, again. There's no way that I just can't. Well, that just slipped through our hands. Like that wasn't like one of the top priorities from this side of the state from all of us.
I mean, just take those three. That conference. I just take them out. So stupid.
All right, JP, have a good weekend. Oh, okay, he's
thumbs up.
I got this.
You woke him up. You wake him up.
All right, JP. I've got a question. And see. I'll let Brooke in on this one too, and Tom and everybody. Okay. So if you're going to like a themed party, and they say it's a Disney themed party, is a Darth Vader costume allowed?
Yes.
Incredible Hulk?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I just having this argument with somebody, me and my kids and other people about.
I'm not that well versed on it, but
they bought the properties, and so that's like that's the argument. And they're like, no, they mean like Prince Charming and the Beast, and I'm like, but if I walk into Disney World, Darth Vader's going to walk right by me. Mm-hmm. So right?
Yeah.
Him and Kylo Ren's going to come by here any second now. So I was just wondering what y'all was.
It's been a long time since I've been down there.
If y'all were on my side on that argument on that one.
You've taken your kids down there lately, Kevin?
The oldest two have been, yes.
Okay.
The youngest one has not been. Once I found out that my son didn't remember his first trip when he was like 4 or 5, and I'm like, I'm not taking y'all again until after.
Yeah, until you can remember it.
You gotta remember it, dang it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Like I told my daughter, I said, I walked around like how many parks have you on my shoulders? You gonna sit there and tell me you don't remember any of that?
I think Anna was 10 when we went.
Yeah. Yes, she was like 4 or 5.
Remember, yeah.
On the shoulders, whole time. Daddy this, daddy that. Hey, 2 years later, do you remember that? No.
Nope. Wiped it out. Kind of like
anything before 5.
Kind of like way like Terry does every time Boston loses. He just wipes it out.
We'll get to that.
Every time Dallas loses.
All right, we come back. We got NASCAR, golf, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and more. And I'm gonna let Brooke start pressing buttons here in a minute. All right, first thing you got to do, Brooke, on the board, is you'll turn off all the mic buttons as soon as I say we'll be right back in a minute. See if JP does his job. All right. When we come back on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Check out the great deals this month at Gastonia Chevrolet Buick GMC in Gastonia, where they feature a lifetime powertrain warranty. Check out the new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab RST truck. Current Chevy owners get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Coming in for all the details. That's Gastonia Chevrolet Buick GMC, 831 South Main Street in Lowell. Search online at Gastonia Chevrolet Buick GMC.com. The deals are bigger and better than ever this month at your local Napa Auto Parts dealer. That's Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply. Like Napa Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil, up to 43% off. 5 quarts for $24.99, single quart $5.29 each. And Pink Blue Def Diesel Exhaust Fluid, 2.5 gallons for $19.49. And save up to 34% on select Armor All wash and wax products at Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply, 1313 Shelby Highway, 150 West in Cherryville, your Napa Auto Parts dealer.
Start your engine! It's a nice lead for William Byron. Call it 2 car lengths over Tyler Reddick, who dominated this event a year ago. 3-car battle for the race lead as they streak their way down the back straightaway.
Chastain now will run to the inside to try to get around William Byron. But Byron will lead off turn number 1. 3 wide down the backstretch.
It's the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. Sunday, March 2nd at 2:30.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
Here come the Blue Devils.
Spins on Shevlin, took the contact. Counted! How about a three? Big time! Steps through. Oh! A reverse pull-up! And he throws it down. Fades away and says goodnight.
We have you covered all season long for the excitement of Blue Devil basketball.
A dominant win at home.
Duke basketball on Carolina Country WCSL and the Boss WOHS. You got to check it out. The Lithia Creek Tavern Bar and Grill at the Lincoln Country Club. They have all your favorite beverages along with some great food. All kinds of sandwiches along with soups. Check out their breakfast items too, including the breakfast hash. Open 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 7 till 8 p.m. on Sunday. Book your event at the Lincoln Country Club. And for tea times, call the Pro Shop at 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club in Lithia Creek Tavern Bar and Grill, both at 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. See if Brooke hits the buttons right and then talk.
Yeah, go off. There you go.
There
Now,
you go.
if you don't want to talk, you can leave yours off. Your mic too there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're working here with the with our new intern Brooke, and
Yeah, you don't talk near as much as Chip does.
no, not at all. There's a void there in that space. This morning. All right, we're going to talk a little NASCAR real quick. But first, Chip's not here, but I do like we do to do my golf stuff. But I wanted to point out one little golf thing here that just irks me. That the folks of y'all know anything about this aim point putting system? How they stand there and do and feel it out with their feet. Have y'all seen them doing this? Yes.
No, I've kind of been away from it.
All right, so there's this new way of reading the greens. It's called aim point, and you're supposed to use your feet to stand in the line and feel it out. And I'm just that however you want to read your putt or whatever, fine. But we all know at some point, we showed what was that the shot yesterday? It took that guy 2 minutes to shank in the ocean. He's a pro, and it took 2 minutes to shank in the ocean. This is the issue we have with aim point putting right here. This woman is literally, look how close she is to this hole. For the folks listening on the radio, the ball's basically at the back of her foot and the toes. And her toes are at the hole. I'm guessing that lady, Tom, doesn't wear a size 10 or 11. It's probably like a size 7 or 8 there in ladies. And that's what she's doing to measure how much break is in that putt.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell her from this far away, and any of you listen if you're playing golf out there, if the putt's less than 2 feet and you don't hit it straight and hard,
I'm just going to say,
just put it in the back of the cup.
Back when I played golf, if you would have walked that close to the cup, somebody would have hit you in the face.
Right. That used to be the rule. You
just don't do. I mean, unnecessarily putting your footprints.
How can you be a professional and look at that putt and think, I need to do that right there to make sure I know which way this thing's breaking? I promise you, lady. If
I
want to
know how long it took her.
That's what I'm saying. Put it in the back of the cup. Golly. Biggest tip I can give you, if you're within 2 feet, straight and hard, right at it. And if you miss it, you miss it. It's the same percentages if you go up there.
I don't even play
try
that
to hope
game.
It's going to break.
But I'm not doing that.
If you think it's going to break a foot. It's just so stupid. This drives. I wish I got one more example here of another guy doing it, and the folks are somebody said straight to jail for him. Let's find him. But yeah, they haven't done enough to make me to have enough proof of it. You know what I mean? To make you think that it's worth it. You understand what I mean? It's not like the guys are doing it or winning all the tournaments. So this guy, well, I'll get his name here in a second. It's him reading his putt. Now, we showed you the guy a minute ago or the other day take like 2 minutes to shank one in the ocean. Now, Terry, we can just sit here and talk while this guy reads his putt. Like, there's nothing like, you can go to the back. Brooke, you want to go to the bathroom? I know you're a little late. You can take a break here if you want, because it's going to be a while for this cat. And we're still reading the break.
I would not want to play with him.
Right. I'm trying to wait for his name. I'll see it on the tweet.
With all respect, I'm sure he wouldn't want to play with you either.
Yeah. Well, this other guy's already looking at his shot.
I'm sure by the 5th hole he'd be tired of hearing about Draymond Green and the Dallas Cowboys.
Good.
I'm
then
sure
go play with somebody else.
He'd be tired. He'd be tired of hearing that.
Well, we are a minute and 10 seconds in, and now we are placing the ball. So we've been reading the ball mark, Terry. So that was a minute 10. Just think if you're playing with him. And you got what if you got like a 4-footer, 3-footer tap in, you're sitting with this.
And it's 95 degrees outside. Humidity's bad, and you're stuck out there with him.
So now we're going, he did the routine looking at it with a marker. Now we're going to do the routine with the ball.
Let him swap and miss about 4 or 5 times.
We're 140, you mean practice play?
Yeah.
Swap and miss. That's a new golf term I've never. Oh, and finally, he hits the putt, and of course he misses it. The percentages of time on like those 10-footers are only like, and I'm making this up off my top of my head, it's like 30% from the pros. It's not even like high. So it's like, so to do that is like basically staring at a 3-pointer for a minute. You're like, you're either going to hit this or you're not as a pro. Like, that's what that, and then that lady did a little aim point thing. So yeah, there's your.
Brooke, you play golf?
I've played it before.
You don't own clubs? No. Okay.
I own clubs, but they're old. Yeah.
All right, let's do a little NASCAR, Terry. How about Kyle Busch this week?
Well,
a lot of close calls. I mean, he wasn't even clear on me. I had to lift, and he put me in the fence off of 2 in the first stage, So he's just trying to plug holes and do it last second and last minute, and, creating log jams on back, and it's just do it at the end, do it in the last 30 laps, not in the first 230.
We're talking about Horsevall?
He had a fast car. So he had a fast car, and he was doing a lot of moves with it to get himself in position. I mean, he came from behind me when they stopped for tires, and we didn't. So, he had a fast car. So, give benefit, but it's also just circumstantial of where we're all at in today's age with the cars. I mean, we're all given the same stuff, and he's making a lot of bold moves to just try to make the most of it.
Now, Tom, who's saying that?
Terry's hero.
The king of pushing people out of the way. Now, yeah. Terry, and now you know it and I know it. He drove like Kyle Busch, and he drove pretty good.
Horsevall?
Yeah.
He drove okay. Kyle Busch was in the points.
Tom, if he had a 7 on his car, that would have been
no.
He would have been one
Kyle
of the best
Busch
you've ever
was
seen.
in the points until he come up and kind of rooted Kyle backwards, and Kyle had to lift because if he didn't, he was going to run all over him.
He's the classic example, Terry, of the guy who's rude to everybody and then complains when you're rude to him. That's what he is. He complains about what he does. So if you're going to do the same thing, just say, well, he beat me at my own game. Why don't you just tip your cap to the guy? He pushed you out of the way. Get over it. Quit crying. He's just a big baby, Terry.
No, he's
all
not
he does is cry. God almighty. It's like listening to you in here crying every day about whatever. He cries, and you know he does the exact same thing. So if you're going to drive like that, why are you crying about somebody else? Just
he'll learn, Tom, and somebody eventually take him out.
No, what he's saying without saying is it's okay for me to drive like that, but it's not okay for you to drive like that. That's what he means, Terry. He's like, the rules for me are different from the rules for you, and we know there's plenty of people like that out there, and he's just one of those folks. I can do it, but when you do it, it's not okay. If I do it, it's okay.
Oh, Lordy. I'm listening.
I'm done. Go ahead, Terry. Now you may retort at this time.
I'm not. I'm just going to listen to you over here complain like half a million Americans do.
I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you the way it is. Telling you the way it is different than complaining, Terry.
How many total wins does Kyle Busch have now, Tom?
On the what used to be called the Winston Cup. I still call it the Winston Cup. I think he's somewhere in the 50s or 60s, isn't he?
He's got 232 total wins.
But this is the equivalent
he
of
is
saying
the all-time time.
And how many
king of racing?
How many JV games did Greg Maddox win? I mean, come on now. We're not going to include his truck race or whatever else
NASCAR.
he's doing. No, Terry.
He is the first guy to win all three at one racetrack one time. So I mean, he's set so many records.
It's like sending
okay.
We're going to send one of our varsity pitchers to pitch at a middle school game, and when he wins, we're going to count that for his win total. I mean, it's so stupid.
It's total wins. Total wins.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But he's your hero. I realize he's your hero, Terry. So I'm sorry. I know that you're excited this week too because they're racing in Texas, and it will be a road course, Terry. So I know you're excited about that. What are Kyle Busch's chances of winning on a road course? I'd say they're probably about zero.
Well, he's probably in the like 10 through 15. I mean, he's not a road course driver. He's decent. He's not bad, but he is about a 10th through 15. If he does better than 10th, then he's had a great race.
I meant to ask Kevin to pull that up.
What?
To let me look at the Texas road course because after he got done crying and pulls his JV wins for Kyle Busch, like he does every single week.
232.
Hey,
Tom.
Kevin, let's send.
How many Richard Petty got?
Let's send Tom Brady.
Oh, that's right.
Let's
no 200.
Hey, Tom Brady's
got 200.
Tom Brady's got an extra year of eligibility for his high school. Let's send him back down there for a game, and when he wins, we'll add it to his win total.
Have you guys ever heard of the Altima 600 at Freedom Factory?
No.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
All you have to know is Garrett Mitchell, Cletus McFarland, is a former champion of this place. And this is, you think super speedway racing is cool, Terry? Check this out. How about like 60 cars on the track at once?
Looks like, you know what that looks like? It's a little loud.
This is the Altima. This is the Nissan Altima 600.
Looks like Belmont at 4:30. That's what it looks like.
And Cletus has actually won this race. Look at that, Terry.
He's probably the guy that fire in the little
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll go 20, 18, 19, 20 rows of 4 deep. There's 70 cars out there. Would you like that, Terry? How many beers get down during that race?
I'd rather be in the back or the front.
I was about to say, don't they have to wreck every like 5 seconds in that? the Altima 600. I don't know if you'd ever heard of that one, Terry. I bet they sell bologna sandwiches at that one.
They probably do. I wonder if they're as good as the ones at Fraley Field.
Here's Cletus talking about with Dale Jr. about Dale Sr.
Friday or so, I'm like, all right, boys, let's get the beer. We go shop. We get the beer. We got the whole basement. We got everything ready. And, man, when I get home, don't start without me, but when I get home, we're going to be raising hell. This is 98, 99.
This is the prime.
Yeah. He comes, and they're nosing that thing around the house. Everybody runs out of the house. We were in the basement. Everybody runs out of the basement door to their cars and jumps in their
Why'd they run?
They're like,
Were you guys...
Well, they were like, Dad, Dale's home. They thought he was going to land.
They thought Dale was
they
pissed.
thought he was going to land and come in there and raise hell or something. I don't know. He just flew it around, then he went and landed. But, like, probably 80% of the people hauled ass. He loved it. He thought it was hilarious.
He's flying his helicopter to his house and scaring off the parties and stuff. That's how you get the parties over. All right, here's this is we can't show that one. That was Kyle Busch cussing because the host car passed him and whatever it was earlier in the race. So here's a technical thing, Terry, for you. I thought this was interesting. Explaining why the cars get get tight in traffic. Those who want to know expanded view of I can't read right now. So they basically they put these splitters on for the aerodynamics, and the teams figured out they could basically get around what NASCAR was trying to do with the splitter stuffers to raise the front of the car so that the stuffers are blocking less airflow to the diffuser, which allowed them to maximize downforce. So when you hear them talking about that, that's what they're talking about on the broadcast. And if you'll look at the cars, they're not Terry, they're not low as they usually are. Like look at the front of that. Here, let me move that for the folks at home. You ever seen a Rodney Childers car in a racetrack it's hugging the pavement like that? But anyway, there's for you technical guys that like the downforce talk about the stuff. I know Tom, you and me don't. Anna might like that.
Anna loves stuff like that. What are you talking about?
Tom, here's multiple drivers having problems with Hocevar. I don't know why that's hard to say. Hocevar. If I look at it, I say it. Ricky Stenhouse, who wrecks everybody every week, Terry. I don't think he can say anything about anybody at this point, can he?
No.
And then Blaney had some words for him too. So just everybody talking about him. Hit the computer button. Hit the computer button. Be ready to hit that again whenever I need the sound back. But yeah, there's just everybody. He was trying to explain. He told everybody he's not gonna apologize for trying to win the race. Real quick.
This was funny.
Did you see? Well,
where they blew all that stuff into windows.
Tom, they put Speedy Dry on the track.
Wow.
Everybody got cat litter.
And then that's what the drivers were like, is this about to really happen? Like the audio on it was funny. And then look at these idiots. Go ahead and hit it. See if they got them on the radio. Oh.
Yeah. Blowing all that cat litter in the windows.
Wow.
The drivers.
Look at this.
Kyle Busch was like, y'all know we don't have a side window, don't you?
I know.
They just come up and blew it straight.
Hey, cat litter all over them.
They've got helmets on. They're breathing this stuff. And
wow. That's beyond ignorant, man.
It is. Like some of the things they do. So here's Hocevar's thoughts after the race.
That's right, Chris. Carson Hocevar comes home in second place today. Career best finish for you, Carson, but I got to ask you, there was a long line of guys here to talk to you. Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, very aggressive race out there. What did they have to say to you?
I mean, I'll just leave those to myself, but first off, apologies to Larson and HMS, Mr. H, everybody. They help us out a lot, and I didn't realize we weren't racing back to the line. The last two nights were kind of that way, and I hit the 20 to get them out of the way and filled middle. And a little bit longer, maybe we win the race. So, but big thanks to Spire Motorsports, Chevrolet, everybody, Delaware Life. I normally ride in the back and run last, and it was try to get a good, decent finish. And for how bad we were at Daytona, I was no riding. So, yeah, I mean, there's some stuff I got to learn and clean up a little bit, but I feel like we put ourselves in the perfect opportunity to try and win a race. I've never had that opportunity really before, especially on a super speedway. So just big thanks to everybody at Spire Motorsports. They deserve, all the praise. I just get to hold the wheel and run wide open. And
so all kinds of controversies this time about like if I can get to it, I'll show you in a minute. But like, he's a Chevy guy. He pushed a Toyota guy in a super speedway race, basically. And Danny was trying to explain to the folks on his podcast that at this track, because it's so much shorter and smaller than Daytona, is that you don't have time and the ability to link up like that, like you would at Talladega and Daytona. So you can't really blame him for that. He had a fast car. He bumped right out the way and went in the hole. But yeah, Denny was talking about, so that's what he was talking about when he said he wanted to apologize to Mr. Hendricks and stuff and everybody, because I guess they're going to get a talk. I guess they're going to get a talk about the Chevy thing.
You know one thing, I will give him that much credit. He listened.
Right. But like, is that not like, should that even have to be worried about that at that situation? Like, now I got to apologize to Chevy because I'm trying to win a race.
I think it does, because he's young. It's his first year really being competitive in the NASCAR part of it. And he's got to learn, because you're older people, and if you don't think it don't happen, ask Ross Chastain what happens. That's when Denny Hamlin took him out of a race at Pocono on account of things he had done. You even saw Kyle Busch even fade back because he knew what Denny was getting ready to do. And you just don't do that. The older guys will come back and get you if you do not learn.
I was around with the Mark Martins
Denny Hamlin?
and the Tony Stewarts and that. So I saw a different type of racing back then. And so I thought that was the gold standard. Racing went through a cultural shift of, just knock everyone out of the way and it's okay. And there's no art to passing anymore. You wipe people out. And that's probably the only time in which Carson has been racing competitively And so it's all he ever knows. One of the best our sports have ever seen, Jimmy Johnson. I mean, you just never saw him run into anybody, but yet he was just a fierce person on the racetrack. It's just things are different now. If I had one word of advice, and it'd be tough coming from me, you're fueling the fire. You know, the thing is that if you got a bunch of guys upset with you, it just makes your job so hard.
It does. He's true, but at this point, Terry, there's a new generation, next generation of drivers are going to come in and win some races.
Oh, they are.
One of these boys is going to win a lot of races, just like, LeBron or whoever. The best of this generation is going to win a lot.
But you're going to learn from the older guys.
I'm
going
to tell you right now, that boy might be the next best of this generation.
Oh, he's pretty good. I'm not going to take that much away from him. But he listened. That's the main thing. He went over. These guys talked to him. Like, man, you shouldn't do this because this is weird. What's going to happen.
But I agree with him, though. Like, Terry, if I'm chasing Kyle Busch's wins, I can't sit back here in third place.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
And he wants his first win, and, like, he had a really good car at a
I'm just thinking it all backfires on you because Ross Chastain found out what happened.
It may.
When you make people mad, they're going to take you out.
Trying to see if I got any other.
I believe we have a Ross Chastain fan at this table.
We do.
Glad to see your truck back, by the way, Terry.
Yep.
The Ross Chastain, the #1 car in his fan club.
Yeah.
I noticed you got a sticker on there supporting him. It's good, Terry.
So I do got some a couple of other different stuff, not really about the race, some other fun NASCAR. So Terry, you got any other thoughts on the actual race or anything?
No, we just had
It was a good race.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I always like Daytona, Atlanta, Talladega, Bristol. I mean, I can go for any of them races.
I liked how they could pass back and forth a lot in that, and the Talladega in Daytona has been a little broken a little bit in the ride and not do anything for a while type thing, and you couldn't. That's what Denny and them were talking about. You can't do that at Atlanta. It's not fast enough. It's not quick enough, and it's just not something that it's the same there. And he wishes that he's trying to figure out. He says if they will take the splitters lower at Talladega and Daytona, it will help out a lot in that sense. All right, a couple fun NASCAR things. Why did I neck that? Oh, this is racing back to the green.
I think they're going to have a hard time, even though Logano has a big run, getting back for Kyle Busch right here. I don't know.
So this is like the big controversy. Like they might have a run. Racing back to the green. When do we throw the flag? When's the race? So this is what it used to be, Terry. Like,
the other way.
And this is what I think or thought it was. Like, if it's behind the leaders, I don't see a problem letting the leaders finish and then show the yellow at the same time. And that's pretty much what happens in this race.
3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall.
So none of those guys are winning the race, right?
Vicious crash.
They're all in the
Who
back.
gets through to win the race?
Well, not that one. This, never mind. That one got through.
Caution flag has just been
They just now
called. The race leader is James Butcher in the 30 car.
So like that was pretty close. Like so that the question I want to ask, like, what do you do about that? Like, I don't think there's no real answer. Nobody's had any real answers on it this week.
You talking about racing back to the flag?
Yeah, like when do you do the zone? Like when do you if the leaders crash and the whole field's crash, throwing it then. But my thing's always been if it's in the back of the pack to let the front finish. But I don't know, what's best.
Worst part about that is the guys behind are going to try to get through that, and if they see a hole, they're going for it. Whether it's there or not, they're going to try to get through it because they're going to say, we're racing back to the flag. Where if you throw the caution, then everybody's where they were at. And I always like racing back to the flag. And I guess that kind of puts everybody in a little bit more, oh, Lordy. I mean, depends on who's getting ready to get hit.
We wouldn't have, if we didn't have racing back to the flag, we wouldn't have Days of Thunder. We wouldn't have Ricky Bobby. We wouldn't have the Snails movie, the Super Fast Snail. Half the movie, almost every
Turbo.
Turbo. Yeah, almost
Turbo.
every racing movie ends up with somebody racing back to the green line. Cars, one of the cars, they stuck their tongue out to win. I think, am I right on that one? One of the car movies, there's like 5 of them.
No, I don't remember that part.
Oh my gosh. It was a photo finish. I think one of them stuck their tongue out. But anyway, Biff Full talking about leaving Roush Racing. I don't think anybody cares about that. I'll skip that. And then finally, all right, this is a fun one.
Land has a strong pull on some people. This car was in the ship that sailed from Los Angeles, was on the water for 3 weeks, and in it was an unwitting stowaway, the engine builder. He was put in the car by its owners. He was provided a sleeping bag, a pillow, and as you can see, there wasn't much room in there, and certain provisions. He couldn't stand the confinement, and after 3 days, he came out of the ship and was arrested by the captain. He was turned over to Australian immigration authorities, deloused, they say, quarantined for 2 days, and then released in the custody of Calder Thunderdam owner Bob Jane. He's here on the grounds now, working off his return fare, doing menial labor. Mitch, this is Mitch Klon, the famous stowaway. Mitch, what was in the car besides the sleeping bag and the pillow?
There was a bag of groceries, which was 2 cans of Spam, can of tuna, 2 boxes of dry cereal, 3 bags of candy, 2 boxes of Twinkies, box of cookies, and that was about it.
For 10,000 miles. You couldn't stand it. It was down in the hold and dark. You finally got out where you could see some fresh air, right?
Yes, sir. It was about 3 days before I went outside, and I just got tired of being down there, so I just went up and decided to get some fresh air.
Terry, you ever heard that story? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Racing in Australia, if you didn't catch it, they put the engine, because they didn't want to, car owner didn't want to buy him a plane ticket, stuck him in the car in the shipping container with a box of Spam. It's supposed to be for 3 weeks.
Where's he supposed to take a leak?
I think that's what he meant by other provisions, maybe a bucket. I don't know, Tom. So, couple of questions. Terry, you said you never heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tom, have you heard this story?
No.
Brooke? So, my question is, where have our educational system failed us where none of you have heard this great American story? It's on TV. We should be teaching this in school, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I'll fit it into AP government next week. We'll fit it into the powers of Congress, immigration. We'll sneak it in there. We'll talk about regulating commerce.
There you go.
There we go.
Way more important. They'll remember this way more than they'll remember whatever you just said.
They don't remember anything I say. They don't remember anything. They write little notes on the board saying how much they hate me, so it's okay. That's why I'm a sad, lonely man. I want an ISS job like Terry, so I'm not judged by people like Kevin who say every word out of their mouth is the failure of the education system. Because we don't know about a stowaway who was pissing in a McDonald's cup for 3 weeks. We don't know about him. So.
Tell me about commerce and trade. Who cares?
Yeah.
All right, I think the last one I got is that's about it. But how about this, Terry?
And,
how about racing?
Crash. He loses the rear.
He loses the rear.
How about wrecking at Daytona on a motorcycle?
Yeah, think of that.
Like that, as soon as he kind of drops
I've never
down
seen him on the banking
a
like
bit,
that, so I saw the highlights. I've got to watch this.
And here's the other one, and this is the bike sliding along. It hits the bike there, flames as well as the fuel ignites.
Man.
Everything sounds so much more dramatic in a British accent.
Because watch this. This is quick thinking. He can see his bike now on fire, and no marshals there yet. You got to put something on it to put it out. That's quick thinking. And another rider goes down right in front of us in the commentary box. And monster crash. He loses the rear, and over the top he goes. And sorry, Roger, I made you jump there. You nearly high-sided in front of me. That was a bit.
Say what? But I want to show you, Terry, that wreck right there in Daytona on a motorcycle. That's just. I want to know how fast they were going at that point when he did that. All right, JP, you about ready in there? So JP's got to go to the other room to hit the button because we lost the monitor's power in there. I don't know the answer to that one, but he'll take care of us.
Yes.
All right, let's see, Brooke. All right, we'll be back in just a moment on KDCBroadcasting.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well, been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vail.
Get up to $3,000 off select Polaris off-road vehicles at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell, or get financing as low as 1.99% APR for 36 months. But that's not all. Get up to $1,500 bonus bucks on new Honda Pioneer, Prowler, Talon models, and rev up the new year with the new Slingshot. Get $1,000 customer cash or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months with no money down at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
There's no background music or sound effects in this commercial as to draw your attention. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance has a long tradition of meeting the insurance needs of its customers. Maxwell B. Hamrick continues offering you the best policy possible by insurers that are proven and trusted. Make sure to ask about the companies they work with when you talk with one of their certified agents. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance, 116 North Main Street, Boiling Springs, 1719 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Is there any
and
truth to
MB Hamrick.
Hakeem
INS.com.
Lead Therapy, located at 5124 East Dixon Boulevard in Kings Mountain, is a 6,000 square foot, fully stocked gun store with the best selection and prices around. They carry all major brands of firearms, ammo, and accessories, and they accommodate special orders and online transfers. As of March 1st, they're accepting consignment guns. Call Lead Therapy at 704-750-6088 for more details about consignments, or drop by 5124 East Dixon Boulevard in Kings Mountain and see it for yourself. And don't forget to register for the $1,000 Bunny with the Money shopping spree while you're there. Tax time is here, and since 1961, Control Business Services in Gastonia has been serving this area with the best in income tax service. And you're dealing with IRS enrolled agents with over 120 years of combined experience, and get same-day service, and most returns are processed right while you wait. Get electronic filing too, and while there, shop Nest and Canvas Custom Jewelry. Control Business Services, 428 West Main Avenue in Gastonia. Call 704-864-8767. Open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 to 6. Call for Saturday hours. Closed on Sunday and Wednesday.
Attention John Deere shoppers. James River Equipment's Blue Tag specials are going on now.
Which means huge savings on compact and utility tractors, residential and commercial mowers, Gator utility vehicles, and more. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/BlueTag for more.
Get up to $2,500 off MSRP on John Deere riding mowers, up to $3,000 off MSRP on John Deere commercial mowers, and up to $10,000 off MSRP on John Deere utility tractors. James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North, Shelby.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. And right now we're in here just chilling, you know. They're talking about some sports. Don't really know much about it myself. I mean, I come here, I bring breakfast, I get paid, and that's basically my lot in life really right now. I mean, I go to Ingles and bag groceries as well, scan groceries. I work at U-Scan on there most of the time. Kevin's going to have me keep talking, and I know people are going to really get tired of my voice. But, I mean, even so, I just want to let y'all know that eventually they will get back on the air. And
JP,
oh, thank God.
we were watching something that was not safe for air, but I'll just tell everyone, if you want to see something funny, go watch Vernon Maxwell talk about the time Akeem Olajuwon slapped him in the locker room. All right, Tom. You did a little preparation in the last segment we forgot to get to, and I want to make sure we get to your expertise.
No, I didn't want to get the expertise. No, I just said that there's. It's just like usually we do race predictions, do we not, Terry? Who's going to win the race?
Yeah, but over at Crest, we
Terry, do you know the word hackneyed? Do you know that word? Because you wear the. I mean, you just keep going back to the same thing. It's hackneyed.
All right, Tom, they're at Texas this week.
I was just doing a little research for the show.
What you got?
And I think this is where Ty Gibbs gets his first win, starting on the second row. He's had some top 10s, had some top 5s, no wins. Ty Gibbs wins at Texas tomorrow, excuse me. What do you think, Terry?
Ty Gibbs?
Yep. Think he's going to win.
Okay, wasn't he way at the back?
No, he's on the third row.
He's on the third row?
I mean, excuse me. I think it's starting third. He's in the second row, Terry. He's in the second row.
All right.
So I'm just making a bold prediction there. I think Ty Gibbs is going to win. Who you got, Terry? Who you got? Ross Chastain? Is that who you got? I mean, I know you're a fan.
I'd probably take Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell, I believe, won. Did he win it last year?
He won this week.
Yeah. I thought he won this race. No, maybe it was Byron that won this race last year.
They cut the track in half basically to help with in my office, middle one, this way, right there. Yeah, on my desk. Oh my gosh, JP, go down Brook, get the sports schedule off my desk. See if you can figure that one out. No, so like a part of it, is on that road course, Tom. It's when you have a caution, it takes like an extra couple minutes
it does,
to go around the whole track and everything. So
yeah, how many miles? I didn't even look at the track. I just heard about. I was listening.
95 laps, 228 miles. I can't remember exactly the distance on it. Let's see if
it's probably a little over 2 then.
See if it says it on here.
But I just know how much Terry loves road course.
He's probably not going to watch.
Yeah, he's probably. Are you going to watch, Terry?
Yeah.
Is it on?
I just don't know what else you're going to do with your Sunday afternoon. I mean,
you can listen to the Focused Health Xfinity Race Series today at 2:00 here on 92.9 FM, and then tomorrow the Echo Park Grand Prix coverage starts at 2:30 here on.
I thought you said they'd already qualified.
WCSL. I didn't say anything about them qualifying. Did Tom have it?
Yeah. Thought I had the starting lineup. That's why I predicted Ty Gibbs.
Oh my goodness.
Is that right, Terry? I don't know.
I can't find it. That's the problem.
I see an entry list. I'm trusting Tom on it. I didn't.
Well, I mean, I would trust him until I find it.
Yeah, trust me until you find it. That's what I thought I saw when I looked it up on the Google machine.
I trust him until I do all my research and find out he's full.
Yeah,
I thought I found it on the Google machine that he was starting third in the second row. So I said, let's go ahead with him. That's what I had.
All right, so we'll do a little basketball since we were watching a little basketball.
Basketball.
And we're going to go with Terry's nonsense. After Cleveland's down 23, they come back and win, and he's always got an excuse.
Nothing, man.
This guy didn't play, or only because your guy had 40 and all this stuff. Terry, why don't you just admit that this is going to be a dogfight to see who comes out of the East and goes to the NBA Finals?
You'll have an opportunity, Tom.
I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are a team, a complete team.
You had all your people there last night.
If you watch them play, Terry,
and we had y'all by 22 points at one time.
They play together. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Terry. You didn't win the game.
No, we didn't
win the
game. That don't mean nothing.
And you got beat at home, right?
In
your building.
But we have the best road record of anybody, so that hurts y'all.
I can't remember what our home record is. Terry, I don't think we've lost 2 or 3.
27-4.
27-4, Terry. We're pretty strong at home, Terry.
And they're 24-7 on the road.
Yeah, we got the best road record of anybody.
But we just proved we can go in your building and beat you.
They're 18-11.
Tom, let me put this as simple as I can put it without hurting your feelings.
You're not going to hurt my feelings, Terry.
We split 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I ain't got a problem with that. But in both of the losses that Boston had, we had y'all by 20-some at one point in both of them games.
Terry, have you ever watched an NBA game? That stuff happens all the time. It
saying.
happens all the time.
But when
you
get to the playoffs, all of that changes. All of that changes,
Terry.
Because when we have you by 20-some, we're going to beat you by 40.
Why don't you just say you change your narrative every time you say
by 40.
When Boston beats Cleveland, I get 28 text messages telling me how we don't have a chance, and all this stuff. I got them for you if you want to see them, Kevin. I know you don't check them, but I've got them all right here. And all these memes and all this garbage that he sends. But then, like me, because I'm a classy guy, well educated, unlike Terry, that I have some scruples about me. I'm not going to blow up your text messages just because my team wins. I just want you to admit that the gap between the teams is about nothing. It's going to be a competitive series. Both teams can beat the other team. And I'm not in this, they're going to destroy Boston. I think it's going to be a dogfight competitive series, and it's going to go 7 games. But I just want you to know that you can be beat on your home floor by a complete Cleveland Cavaliers team that has big men, guards, scorers. We play defense. We can do it all, Terry, as a team. as a
okay,
team.
now, Tom, let's get back to real life. As I'm sitting there last night, and I am a guy who's never been on a NBA court to pay that I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But
No,
there's this other
I don't
guy
know what you're saying.
that was talking afterwards named Perkins, who
No.
played for the Boston Celtics and won a title with a ring in his hand. But, you know, he sat there, and when everybody was talking about it, the first thing Perkins comes out and says is, people, don't forget, 2 guys didn't even play for Boston tonight, Porzingis and True Holiday. That changed the whole game.
They're not that
because
good.
both of those guys are
They're role
defensive
players.
guys.
They're role
That's what Mobley went off because who's he playing? Horford? Okay, great job.
But
young
you
man.
have been
Then-
you have been a Horford fan. Has this
I
man not
have,
been a
I
Horford
have.
fan? How great
But
Horford
I'm just
is.
saying, though, with Porzingis out there the last time they played, Mobley had 4 points.
And you talk about how deep Cleveland's deep too. See, we got a couple injuries. We don't cry about it. We just go next man up. You're over here crying. Well, we had a guy hurt. We didn't have anybody else. That's a great next man up mentality you got there for your team, Terry. That game means nothing because you didn't win it. That's why the game means nothing. And you know,
come back
you
and
know
you
good
won.
and well. You know good and well this is going to be even though Cleveland is 7 games up. I don't care. I don't think they're 7.
I watched you
because
again because you got Mitchell.
Because I'm
Mitchell having the score at the end of the game because y'all have no other shooters.
It's just like Tatum for Boston. It's the same thing.
I believe Brown had like 37.
If you look at Cleveland's box score, they have Garland can light it up when he needs to. Allen and Mobley have had big games. They have more
Garland
than one
can't
person.
play.
Kevin, say something to this fool. I mean, he's sitting over there.
He cannot play.
I mean
True
well, yeah,
Holiday
so
will be
you're
on
so-
him.
you
He'll
just
be
ain't
like
great.
cut
No,
off.
no
Bread, no water.
We're gonna see how this play. We're gonna if y'all can get to the Eastern
We'll
Conference
give
Finals.
you a
'cause
cup of milk.
Y'all might get put out by Milwaukee. I can see that happening if you have a matchup with Milwaukee because who's Porzingis going to guard? Is he going to try to guard Giannis?
Well, boys,
that'll be entertaining. That'll be very entertaining.
Hornets are now in the number 2 spot for the
And they
lottery.
set the record for widest margin of defeat for 3 games spread.
150 something was like that. 140.
Was
something.
LaMelo Ball not playing? He wasn't playing.
Oh, he was involved.
Oh, did he?
Is this not the series after they beat the Lakers and then they haven't won since?
Yeah, he might not be playing. I don't know.
How about that?
Either way, yeah, they beat the Lakers. And Mark Williams went off, and so now there you go. And
Hayes from the Lakers is saying, thank you, goodness, that Williams couldn't pass the physical to get over here.
Hornets just terrible as always.
There's a certain level of professionalism you expect when you come to work. I mean, some people just don't have it, Kevin. I mean, can Terry work from home? I think it'd be better if Terry worked from home. I think the show would be better if Terry worked from home.
I just want to know about that ringtone.
It was an interesting ringtone. Have the students been on your phone there,
Ding,
Terry?
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Excuse you, Tom. That was my daughter.
Okay.
So if we need to be personal about it, we can.
Your daughter was calling to
Most
say.
of the times,
Your daughter
if
was
I
calling
see
to
that,
say, "I'm watching the
you're
show."
right.
Shut up! You're
I'm
embarrassing
picking
me,
it.
Dad.
I'm
That's
looking.
what she said. Will you please work from home? You're embarrassing me.
I am
You're
looking at it
embarrassing
if she's calling.
Well, the Warriors are kicking butt since the trade. The dad, Jimmy Butler, they're up to the 7th seed. Dallas has fallen. The Lakers beat
What a dumb move.
the Clippers last night.
I mean, think of it, y'all.
He is traded.
I don't think none of that happened for a reason except Dallas would be better if, you had to say Davis was playing because he's not. He's out. But do you think this is a good move for the Lakers? I think not for the long haul. I think they might be okay right now to get through the rest of this year, but the long term of this deal to me does not make any sense. So, I don't know what's up for them.
Well, he was in the finals last year.
Who?
Luka.
Yeah, but he had a lot of people helping him get there. Who in the world's going to help him get there from the Lakers? They're really going to have to go get some people. Because as soon as LeBron says adios, who have they got?
Obviously, going forward, yeah. But, right now, comparatively speaking, last year he took Kyrie to the finals, and now he's got LeBron on his team. So,
I don't think LeBron's probably leading him wherever he needs to go.
The problem is figuring out the late game stuff. Obviously, is making sure Luka's got to be taking the shot. I mean, come on, and that's another thing that's gonna, I guess, destroy LeBron's legacy. Is like nobody ever's like, let's give the ball to, like Michael wasn't letting Scotty take the last shot. Like Scotty when he got mad on the Kukoc thing, he didn't want to let Kukoc take the last shot. There's no way. Like I want to know where the arguments are going to come with those as far as those last shot type stuff, because LeBron's worried about that more than actually
I think they go game to game right now. Is what they keep saying.
I mean, they that's how you should. But at some point, like I guess LeBron has got to figure out and understand, like D Wade did, that like when LeBron got there, Wade was still the best player. He was the championship player, but a couple years later, LeBron had to take over and he'd take more shots. But Luka wants to shoot a lot, and I didn't think him and Kyrie would work. I was surprised he made as far as he did last year, but I don't know, Terry. Like you said, like they got to add another piece to, I think, to be better than everybody to be like championship contender. Yeah, but I mean, Golden State coming on. I don't know about the West. This is just. Everybody's saying OKC is just unbeatable, right? Well, we'll see. Here's comments, Tom. Let's see what you think about this. Diana, during the 2016 Rio Olympics.
Luka ain't not but 26.
I know.
That's unreal. Like he's been in the NBA for 10 or 15 years.
Because they start when they're 19.
Yeah.
The women's and men's basketball teams were staying on a cruise ship. Players from both teams were sitting around one night having laughs and drinks and talking smack talk. And Draymond Green, of course, was in the middle of it, talking and doing his thing. And Diana Taurasi, Tom, said, "Hey, Draymond, how does it feel to be the only one on this ship that's never been double teamed?"
Taurasi just retired, didn't she?
That's why that popped up. Was an old thing between.
She's been playing for 20 years, man. It's like I remember, like back a long time ago. She's a Connecticut.
Well, when your sport doesn't require any athleticism, then you can play for a while. So
we apologize to all our Title IX supporters out there for Kevin's comments, but she has had a long storied career. I tell you what, man, it's like, Kevin, you go for the throat, dude. You go right for the freaking throat.
God forbid, go stand in the corner and shoot a three for a little bit. Dale Curry is first and fifth on the all-time father-son three-point made scoring list. I don't know why y'all can't read that. Why that makes it so small on y'all's screen. That's weird. It's not.
I don't understand it.
Like, it looks fine on mine.
No, I don't understand. Like, how can you be first and fifth on the same list?
He's got two sons.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't. Okay, I got it now. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure what it was showing me here. It's like, what? Wait a minute. I thought you meant they were the two father-son was on the same. Okay,
I'll get it here in a second.
I get it now. I thought you meant Dell and Steph were on the same list twice. I'm like, what do you mean?
Dell and Steph's number one. Yeah. Hardaway Jr. and Sr. are two. Michael and Klay Thompson three. LeBron and Bronny. LeBron's got three three-pointers on that list. And Michael Thompson's only on there? And Michael Thompson's only got one.
Why is that even on there?
Because it counts, Terry. It's father and son. Michael Thompson's got one.
That is so unreal.
And then Dale. So technically, to be honest, Dale's like first and third because they stuck Bronny on there with three, and Michael Thompson on there with one. So there you go. There's your Dale Curry news of the day.
Oh, great.
Kid Tom airheaded news for the day.
I mean, it's just like you said, the father son are on there twice, but I just kind of caught the tail of it. Sorry.
Terry, how many times have you seen Michael Jordan airball a free throw? and people think, and here's the thing, like, okay, so that people don't want to take that seriously. I take it extremely seriously. Like, that's the reason Shaq's not the greatest basketball player of all time, probably. It's because he never buckled down and learned how to shoot a free throw. Yao Ming can shoot free throws. He's bigger than Shaq. Let's see. Just off the top of my head, Tom. Mr. O'Neal here, in his career, missed, 6,000 free throws. No, 5,200 free throws. He made 5,900.
Hack check.
He scored 28,000 points. If he made somewhere in the 70%, let's say he made half of those, he basically left 2,500, 3,000.
What was his percentage, Kevin? Does it have it there?
Free throw 53%.
It's actually higher than I thought it would be.
Really?
I mean, really, Terry, didn't you think?
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, I'm
true.
surprised was it over 50%?
Well, LeBron is at 73.
That's surprisingly low. You would think
It's
he'd be
extremely low.
You would think he'd be an 80% above.
Michael was at 83. It's so
I figured Michael would be at 90.
the highest one in NBA history right now is Steph Curry at 91. I think Mark Price.
I was going to say Mark Price.
Mark
was
Price
good.
was
He was good about
Mark,
90%.
I'm going to pull up Mark and maybe Steve Nash are the two are at 90%. There's only 3 people over 90%. Steph's 1, Nash 2, Mark Price is 3. 9043 beats out Mark Price's 9039. So yeah, 90% free throw shooter.
Seemed like one year he shot 95% for the year and like broke the record.
Well, I can't show it either because he cussed pretty much the whole time. But there's a video here I got of Tim Hardaway Sr. talking to Nick Young and Gilbert Arenas and some other kind of bench warmer role player like Nick Young was. And Nick was like, and this is how everybody does. They'll look at these, and I guess it's always the racial thing. Like, they called him Igloo. He's like, y'all can't tell. He's like telling him, he's telling Hardaway, he's like, y'all can't tell me that he was any good. And Jordan just scoring 50 on these dudes that ain't no good. Called him Igloo. And Hardaway told him, Hardaway went into him about how tough Igloo was and those old guys. And he said, and then the other kid, he said, name somebody else. He said, I'm going to tell you, he would have busted you. He said, name somebody else. And he said, Mark Price. He said, ain't no way he could play today. And Hardaway lost on that one. He said, dude, he said, y'all got to stop this. He may have been the fastest guard in the league. He said, and he's the best shooter. So, like, and you guys are going to say he can't play. And this is what we're talking about. Like, he's literally maybe the fastest guard in the league and the best shooter. And you guys he ain't no good. And so, like, people were bringing up pictures of any white guy, like, playing today. I'm like, look at Jokic. Like, he doesn't look like an athlete at all. This is the 3-time MVP and maybe a top 15, 20 player team, whatever you want to name him.
They call him the dad bod
right.
god.
and Luka's not in shape at all, obviously. He got traded because he's a little out of shape and other things. But, like, yeah, you can't. They got to stop that stuff. The whole Stockton thing, like, if you ask anybody back there, like, man, you don't mess with Stockton.
Yeah.
Yeah, at all. Like, every one of them was like,
they
no.
knew the game. No. I think they didn't have, like, you know, everything's got to be an Instagram reel. You know, they just didn't play the game that way. I mean, it's just the complete game, the team game, the fundamentals. And now it's like, hey, look at this dunk this guy made. But, you know, you miss his, like, 6 turnovers and 2 air balls, you know. And
we'll see what you guys think. We have these arguments on stats sometimes. Check out this sweet assist from Jokic.
That's an assist?
That's not an assist.
They gave him an assist on that. He had 19 assists in this game, and that's one of them they gave.
That's one of the few things I do not.
You can't.
I do not record.
There's no way.
I do not record it because I'm not sure I know what an assist is. I mean, if that's an assist, I don't know what one is.
Then we gotta have a lot of people with assists.
I'm telling you,
right?
That shouldn't have.
Basically, Tom, to narrow it down the best way I can, if my pass leads to your score, now you can look at that any way you want. Apparently, this scorekeeper says he handed him the ball and he gets an assist for it. That's not it.
No,
if I pass you the ball and you catch it and you shoot, that's an assist. If I pass you the ball, you catch it 1 dribble, maybe 2, and you shoot. That's an assist. You take that third dribble,
no.
make any type of crossover move, no more assists.
So
That's
the
not an
third.
assist.
So it's the third dribble.
Basically,
To
it's
me,
not,
it is.
Like
To me,
That's-
it is.
That's exactly the answer. To me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the old school line on it, because sometimes you can, two little quick dribbles for a shot, and really the guy got you the pass in the corner and set you up for the assist. He should deserve it. But like that right there, like even on fast breaks, like if you get a guy at half court and he takes 2 or 3 dribbles, you probably shouldn't get the assist at all. But unless it's catches it inside the 3-point line or something. But like once you've got the ball outside the 3-point line, like I hand you the ball at the 3, hand you the ball. Like if he'd have done that at the block, he's coming around, I hand it to him, he catches it, dunks it, that's an assist. But not what this is.
Well,
that's not an assist.
But it's good. But it's still good fundamental basketball. The way he set the pick and hands the ball and created the space. But that's what I'm talking about. You don't have to look like LeBron James to play fundamental basketball. And if you watch a little bit of the Olympics, just the way he passes the ball, you know what I mean? I mean, he's just a complete player, man. But he's not gonna wow you with I look like a Greek statue physique, but it doesn't really matter. You don't need to have that to be, the best in the league.
There was a video of Austin, I think it was Austin Reeves, and he was talking about, and this is one of the things I like, playing pickup basketball as well too. It's always fun. He was talking about growing up and playing picking games, and they walk on the court and somebody's always like, I got the white boy. And his response was always, you're gonna have a tough day. And that's what I like to. That's always the fun thing. It's like, okay, good luck with that. You're going to be calling for help about when it's 5-0 or whatever it is. But he was talking about some of that during the day, like how people trash talking and like, yep, I understand. He said you're going to be in trouble. Now, how about the average age of Auburn starting 5?
Yeah, they're old.
23,
They're older guys.
and the average age of OKC's #1 seed in the West is at 24 years old. And OKC would destroy them. That's how much, Terry, and that's what people don't get, is how much, I guess, the difference is, like in college, like if you said football, and these guys are like, Alabama could beat whoever, the Panthers. No, they couldn't. That right there. They're the same age, basically, and they would just destroy that team.
Yeah, and the reason being, because they brought this up this past week when Auburn was playing, and I think the youngest guy on that team that's on their starting 5 is 21.
Yeah.
They're
gonna stay now because they can make money.
Yeah.
Right. They're gonna stay now. Yeah.
Now, I think Patino said the other day that we're not recruiting high school kids anymore.
They're gonna recruit other recruits.
Right.
But my whole deal though, this NIL deal to me, and I'm glad we went here because it has destroyed everything. And if you don't think it is, all you have to do is sit back and watch North Carolina State play.
It's true.
That's my favorite team. But my whole deal is this: we went to the Final Four. This year, we might not even make the ACC tournament on account of how bad we are.
So not everybody makes it anymore.
No, the last 3 teams, there's 18 teams in the
Last 3
ACC,
don't make
15 go. The last 3 don't even make it.
They can't even let them play.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, but my whole deal is this. At the end of the year, we have McNeil. He's a freshman. He can come back. We got the 2 Parker kids. One of them's a freshman. The other's a sophomore. They can come back. But the other 9 guys are probably gone. I mean, Keats' son can stay, but he don't ever get to play anyway. I mean, he has that opportunity. But Coach Keats is going to have to go out and get 8 or 9 guys to come to North Carolina State. And if we don't have NIL money, Tom, we can't compete like that.
I'm just telling you, man.
There's no way.
If you want them, you got to write the checks. I mean, it's the same thing in football. All these, like our wide receivers. I know what's going on. Everybody's like, hey, if you come to our school, the check will be a little bit bigger, and that's all it is now. I mean, just.
Well, everybody set back this past
what's
week.
Keeping like someone like Harvard or someone to say like, hey, Jeremiah Smith, we'll give you $25 million this year.
And they could.
And they would sell $25 million of Harvard Jeremiah Smith shirts.
I know.
So one of those schools is going to do that stuff. Carolina just hired a GM. They've also, I don't know if you saw that, they are signed up for Hard Knocks because they couldn't find an NFL team. The North Carolina Tar Heels will be the Hard Knocks team this year.
And how does the money go about for your NFL? If you're in the SEC, all there's is dishing out. Well, it was football, and it still is, but their basketball teams are good now.
Yep.
Well, that's
you
up
know,
to the
all
general
of a
manager.
sudden, here we
Yeah,
go. Well, if you go to state, we're going to put money, should, in both of them. If you go to Duke, Duke's going to put all their money over here in basketball because they're Dukes. I mean, their football's not bad now. It's getting better.
It's not the
But
priority.
no, that's right. Carolina's going to be the same way. Their money's going to go to Davis. Hubert Davis, hey, let's get our basketball team back up to where it should be. But now you got Belichick, so now where does all that money go? Does that jump back over to
That
him?
goes to his girlfriend.
Well, maybe so. I mean, you know.
She doesn't love him for his money, Kevin. She loves him for his body.
So this is the big controversy in Chapel Hill now. Are they going to tear down and or replace the Smith Center?
Yeah.
Wow.
The big money people want a new fancy arena with now they don't have like luxury suites in the place. Like they've got boxes.
It was built in the 80s, mid 80s, yeah.
So like it is not like luxurized, I'll give it that. The players and how I feel too, going to the camps in there and you know, actually being in there and playing on the floor and stuff, like I feel like the players do too. Like, is there no way we can, you know, at some point things get too old, right? They do sit
Is
over.
the Bojangles Coliseum old?
Which one? Yeah, it's old.
Well, there you go. But we're still playing in it.
Right. Ric Flair is still in it 60 years later. But like Duke gets by with a 9,000 seat stadium that's smaller than Appalachian. Appalachian has a bigger, nicer basketball stadium than Duke. And so like Raymond and all the players and everybody, you know, and I would say like, why can't you figure out a way to renovate as opposed to tear down? Like the upper, you know, you do whatever you want with the upper level, but that floor down there, I don't think people realize like it's actually like it's 3 or 4 basketball courts. Like all the bleachers roll back. That's not like, you know, you go to the Charlotte Hornets game and the floor is there temporarily on the concrete. It's like a basketball gym, Tom. Like an actual basketball gym, like at a high school gym.
Yeah,
where the whole thing is the actual floor and everything's sitting on it. You roll back the bleachers and everything. So you practice and have camps in there, and for the kids to be in there and look at those rafters and the players when they come back and stuff in the camps, like I just can't imagine like just going into a brand new fancy arena and feeling anything of the same thing. That's kind of what Felton and these, you know, some of these guys are talking about here. Hit the computer button, Brooke.
We was gonna go crazy. You talk about knocking down the Dean Dome. He cares about Dean Smith than he do his damn self.
Like it's tradition, like you said. I mean, kids grow up, they want to play at the Dean Dome. Like college basketball is tradition.
Come on, bro.
Michael Jordan played there. James Worthy. At some point, you gotta care about what the tradition was, or you are going to lose.
I'm getting on the phone.
What your culture was.
You taking away our tradition.
They don't care about nothing like that, though.
He better fucking start caring.
I mean, I'm just telling you, like, I'm telling you, bro, like,
For
bro,
real, though,
run
you
something.
take away our fucking tradition.
I got to shut Raymond off. Sorry about that, folks. I thought it was beeped. It was beeped in the thing, or wasn't on there earlier. So that's Raymond Felton being big and fat and cussing on my radio. Sorry about that, folks. Again, he's there with Theo Pinson, Justin Jackson. Oops.
So did it open? Like I thought it was still Carmichael when Jordan was there.
Mm-mm.
I can't remember what it seemed like. It didn't open. I can't remember. I thought it opened in like 85 or 6. Maybe my years are off. I can't remember when it opened.
86. So yeah.
So Michael Jordan would not have played there. Correct? Yeah, he was gone by 80. I can remember being a kid and the thing opened because my buddy across the street, that was when the slam dunk goals still started coming out, and he had him in Carolina Tar Heels one, and he was like, yeah, this is like being at the Dean Dome and all. So I just remember when it opened up in the mid-'80s because I was in middle school. So I didn't think Michael Jordan played there, but there have been a lot of Carolina greats that have played there in the last
We'll put it this
40
way.
years.
He didn't play games in official Tar Heel games there. He's played thousands of games in there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so like if you don't know, they have pickup games all throughout the summer. Like the gym's open. Like, so if you're what's cool about the camps, and I don't know exactly what they did now, but when Dean was there, and you know, like I said, they haven't had an NBA player all-star since Anton Jameson.
That's amazing.
But back then, like, so you'd go to camp and at the end of camp every week, like I said, the guys would be in town practicing. All the NBA guys would be in town. And so at the end of the week, they would have an actual game between the Tar Heels against the NBA guys. And just watching, like, one of my favorite ones was, and I didn't realize, you don't realize how far the NBA guys shoot their threes. But watching Rasheed Wallace and Vince Carter shoot threes in the Smith Center, like, and you sit there and watch them just dunk like crazy, and they're not even going near the rim. They're shooting from the logo, and it's just crazy watching how good the NBA players were shooting those. But that was to me, that's one of the coolest things ever. Even if you don't learn anything at that basketball camp, you got to watch NBA players play your Tar Heels now in an actual game. Basically, I mean, it was they're blowing the whistle. It's just a pickup game. And then, Bill Guthers would blow the whistle and say something stupid every once in a while. That'd bother.
Old Bill.
Everybody's like, just shut up, dude. Let them play. But yeah, Micah would show up some of those camps. Like I said, Stackhouse, Wallace, all of them would be at one of those weeks. Somebody would be there at some point to play, and you'd get to see them do something. So that was big. But the whole. I know Carolina fans might not realize I like to say it, but they have not had an NBA All-Star since Anton Jamison. Or a player, let's see if they started this year. They may have. They haven't had a player average 20 a year since Jamison either, so that may have changed. I'm going to look at that.
But he was first got there in the mid-'90s, didn't he?
Jamison, 97.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a long time, man. It's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so.
Maybe they'll start writing checks, Kevin. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean,
they're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to start writing checks. And
yep, no, Tar Heels averaged 20 this year. So there you go. Hasn't happened since Anton Jamison. Man. Providence is on Anton Jamison.
That's right. I remember I worked with a guy at a golf course that knew him, and that's every other word out of his mouth was Anton Jamison.
Yeah.
So, but it's just kind of one of them things.
All right, we come back. We've got NFL. Anything else we have? What else we got? I got hockey news, Tom, believe that or not.
Oh, my God, hockey news.
A little college football.
I know that
for
Tar
5
Heel
years,
basketball
Final Plunge
WHS
Plumbing has
one
won the
talking. I think they got
prestigious
an early
Community Choice Award for Gaston County. Final Plunge Plumbing is a full-service plumbing company, including water and sewer main repairs, water heater replacement, with names like Ream, State Select, Renai, and Navion. They provide upfront pricing, so there's no surprises when you get your bill. First-time customers receive 10% discount up to $500. Choose the best. Choose Final Plunge for your next plumbing job. Call 704-860-5589 or find them online at finalplunge.com.
I was so excited there was a Big Ten Network, and then
with over 30 years of experience, they do it all at Zeus Auto Repair and Performance in Lincoln. They promise that you'll be completely satisfied with their work, from an oil change to brakes to a North Carolina state inspection. And now they have 3 licensed North Carolina state inspectors, so you don't have to wait. That's Zeus Auto Repair and Performance, 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincoln. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays for inspections. Online at ZeusAutoRepair.com. Now you can see what's going on by calling Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville. Ask about the rigid camera system. You, the customer, can actually see what's going on with your sewage drain lines and what's got to be done. And be sure to ask about their tankless water heaters, serviced or installed. Call 704-634-5784 for Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville. Like them on Facebook, too.
The legend continues with the Firestone Grill in Gastonia. Check out their daily lunch specials with plenty of sides and vegetables to choose from. It's down-home cooking, meatloaf, fried chicken, pork tenderloin, and their famous melt-in-your-mouth country-style steak, plus a full breakfast menu, too. Open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. till 2 p.m., Saturday, 6 a.m. till noon, and their Sunday buffet is 10:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. The Firestone Grill, 1325 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. For orders to go, call 704-865-0079. It's time to vote. Time to vote for the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant as Best Seafood Restaurant, Best Salad and Salad Bar, Best Sweet Tea, and Best Curbside Pickup. It's the 2025 Community Citizens Awards. Just go to GastonGazette.com and vote for the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant. Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, online at thecaptainscap.com. Buy here, pay here at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. See what $2,000 down will buy. How about a 2018 Kia Sorento or a 2016 Dodge Journey? Or how about a 2017 Kia Optima and a 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe? Buy here, pay here at Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 Bessemer City Road in Gastonia, online at carfairinc.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Out with Kevin in the game. And Brooke and JP.
Keeps getting earlier.
And Brooke and JP. All right, NFL Combine. I'm just going to, Terry, that's some interesting comments here. We're just going to let Rich Eisen and the gang talk about I'll let them cover it.
For that game. I wonder if somebody would know the answer to that question. Charles, would you know the answer to that question?
I was staying out of it, Rich, but since you brought me in it, yes, I happened to be there.
It's the first ever game for Big Ten Network? Was it the first ever game?
That's how Big Ten Network came on air.
And I wanted
that game.
And I was so excited there was a Big Ten Network, and then instantly wanted it canceled. I'm like, what is happening?
Tom Brenneman, Carissa Thompson, and myself.
Look at that.
We were there.
We got to get back on track, guys. We're going to get the team back on track this year. No combine guys this year. We're going to be we'll be back. It's hard. We've
that mini helmet is the only App State presence.
That's all we've got. That's all we've got. Okay. And look, this is football for schools like mine. NIL.
Yeah.
Man, we get a lot of guys plucked off of our roster
for that game.
Yes, this guy right here is a App State guy. So that's what there was. And Rich Eisen's a Michigan guy, so they're kind of getting into that, Terry. But yeah, the first ever game on the Big Ten Network, the Mountaineers knocked down Michigan. Here about salary cap news. This is just wild to me. And again, my computer for some reason doesn't want to show. Brooke, you got any answers why it won't show the bottom down there? Does that make any sense to you? Don't, does it? I can make it small, big, it don't matter. Wow. Anyway, I'm trying to show the salary cap for NFL coming up. You're missing like 2 years for some reason. We'll cut it off for the folks watching at home.
This is how come Dallas will be able to keep Micah Parsons.
It's possible.
Well, man, a lot of teams are going to be able to keep their players now.
Yeah.
It's up to, I know you guys folks can't see it. It's up to $279 million now. Last year was $255. The year before that, $224. It's going up $30-some million a year.
I wonder what happened in 2010. Why does it say in it?
Look at that 34,000 back in
that
1994.
that was the uncapped year, Tom. If you remember that.
I do not.
They didn't have an agreement in time.
Oh, okay.
And so the year was actual uncapped. So a lot of teams front loaded, put all their money in that first year, and then had them back late with way less pay in the later years, and a ton of people got cut there in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But yeah, that uncapped year, that was supposed to be the Cowboys' year. Jerry's unleashed. Yeah, didn't unleash it too much at all there. How about
Terry still has faith in him. He's gonna bring y'all the Super Bowl before he dies, Terry. Don't worry. He's gonna bring y'all one.
How about this? Shouldn't we start hiring sumo wrestlers as offensive linemen? This is Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys Micah Parsons, who Terry wants to pay $90 million a year. And he can't move this little bitty man out of his circle, Terry.
Wow. That's impressive.
There's CJ Stroud.
I need someone in my weight class. Weight class. And go like this. Weight class. And tell him go like this.
In all defense of him, that's not really the way you play football, because you're going to try to get around him. But still, that is impressive for that sumo wrestler, yeah.
What about run blocking?
True. True, but he didn't have to move. He just
laughed at him, though. Like what?
And plus, when you stick in your face,
just laughing at him.
Yeah. But you're gonna have cleats on. You're gonna be able to get some more pressure.
Well, Terry, the other man's got the same number of feet on the ground
Yeah,
as
but
he
that
does. We
man's
all got,
used to
we
what
all
he's
got
doing.
5 toes. What you talking about? Look,
Yeah.
at this point, he's blocking him with his chest.
That's extremely impressive.
He does. He's got one arm maybe on a rib right. He ain't even got using his right arm right now to hold, and Parsons can't move. And he's laughing at him. Look at the guy giggling. It's like he's tickling him. It ain't even like Yokozuna or nobody. He can't have Michael Parsons by that many pounds, can he, Terry? Like,
I guarantee he probably weighs at least 50 more than he does.
You think so?
I guarantee you right now.
Yeah,
I would
sure.
not have. I would not have done that on TikTok.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be exposed for the whole world.
Look at that. Look that.
But
There's
he
your
ain't,
blocking
gonna he ain't gonna face too many sumo wrestlers in
Well,
the
you're right.
NFL.
You're right, Terry. Thanks for that analysis.
That's not
Yeah.
really. That's not really Kevin's point. Kevin said, "Hey, recruit these guys to play football."
Somebody's got to be able to play, can't they? How about a through the past? Scroll through the past of. Let's see if we can guess the stadium. Anyone?
Florida State.
It is in North Carolina.
Oh.
Next picture. No. ECU.
Wow.
Is how it started, and that's how it is now.
How about that?
There's your mini horseshoe.
And it's amazing at some of the stuff that you find. I found a Lenore Ryan, their old stadium.
Yeah.
That was in the picture book thing, and I got it. It's pretty neat to look at the old compared to the new.
That's crazy. They have hardly like any seats there.
No.
Let's see. A couple other footballs. I did admit we'll talk about that. I guess we missed that in basketball.
You know what Lenore Ryan calls their fans, right?
What's that?
Oh gosh, barebackers.
How about Panthers legend Xavier Legette?
Oh,
riding through the streets on his horse. He's in his in his cowboy club.
I will say, Kevin, I've seen some Legette jerseys at Burns High School. It's actually good though that they have somebody they like, you know.
He's not too swift to watch.
He is interesting.
Riding a horse is there in his little horse club.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He is an interesting person.
Tom, did y'all make up 5 things y'all did at work this week?
Yeah, I did. I drank coffee. I took a nap during my planning period. I fell asleep during a meeting. Yeah, I did that. That's what I typed up. That's what I typed up because I'm a worthless bureaucrat. I
was wondering if you got your email this week and typed up what you did.
I am a worthless bureaucrat.
So, like, what's funny about that one is that after Musk posted that, he went into his artificial intelligence thing, right? And he typed in, make up 5 things I accomplished this week. And so they can't really verify that I work for the government and keep it brief. And it did it for him. And then he literally wrote back, this is all people have to do, and they're not doing it. But it was a death check is what it was. People don't get that. It's the death check. Who's alive? Who's breathing? Can you make it
yeah, but at the same time, I know that some people would say, well, if you like you're just consenting to be bullied is the ways other people looked at it. I mean, I could see it both ways.
What's consenting to be bullied?
Like if your bosses immediately email me 5 things. Like, I don't know how I would react if somebody came up to me and said, email me 5 things. I might say, well, okay, here's what I did. Or I might say, F you. I don't know how I would react, to be honest with you.
Well,
because it's kind of an indictment at the same time.
Tom, let's see. There's 5 days in the week. Can you do one thing a day? Did you throw the trash away at your desk on Monday?
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. I know.
That's all that was.
Yeah, I know. But
no, he said that was funny. He said it's the death check. If you don't respond, we assume you're dead.
I guess.
How about let's see. I don't really have that much info. I got a bunch of stuff to jump around with. That one was I had one tied with sports on that one. I'm trying to find it while I was getting with that, but I lost my way. How about you see the hockey announcer this week? They got hit, Tom.
Physical all over.
Nope.
Second thing is take the middle of the ice away. Anaheim wants to gain the zone in the
Buffalo
offensive
Sabres
zone, and then start going east-west with the
from
puck.
the back
row. That away. Stop them from
that looks like
making
a
those passes.
KTC guy.
And in the offensive zone, you got to aggressive and physical. This is leading to a lot of your success.
That looks
in
like
the
a
last few
KTC
games.
guy. Yep.
Look, they
That's
got
us.
a TV monitor and everything. He got hit with a puck, Tom.
Oh my God.
His
Did
face
he
is all,
really?
like blown
Wow.
up.
Oh my God.
And so he's up in the third row of the bleachers doing the games.
That sucks.
Oh, third section. All right. How about Matt Rule, Terry, complaining about Big Ten teams shouldn't be playing? They canceled a game of Tennessee, and he's like, we shouldn't be playing those games. We should be playing all. Basically said we should all play the 9 Big Ten games and then 2, whatever we want to, easy ones, kind of thing. And that's just like, are we still doing that in college football? Thinking like at least coaches.
Some people are.
They'll say we'll play anybody anywhere, and then they'll turn around and do that. And him of all people, I don't see how anybody gives him a job. Like he doesn't seem to me like anybody that
They're
would-
like anybody else. I'll do this if it's, and I shouldn't say it's
Beneficial for them.
easy. And they'll say if it's relatively easy
Yeah.
for me, I'll do it. And that's what a lot of people's attitude. Like it's unfair to say Saban had it easy at Alabama because you still have to put in the work. You still, I'm not going to say, but relatively speaking, this was easier. When it got harder, I'm out. And that's the way a lot of these guys are. Like it's a little bit harder to play Tennessee than it is Weber State. So I'm out if I can't, have the low hanging fruit. I just say get rid of non-conference altogether. Just play your conference. Everybody just play your conference. There's plenty. We got 18 ACC teams. Why are we playing non-conference?
Well, the ACC basketball, think of how they're doing. You're only playing a few teams twice.
You play everybody in your conference once, though, right?
Yeah, you play everybody once, but
at
at
least they do it. But it's too big in football.
But how do you determine how many when there's 18 games that you're going to play? Why don't you play everybody one time?
Yeah, this is me though. Like Big Ten. I don't even know how many teams they have. Whatever. But you're going to play like 10 of them this year. And then the next year, there might be like one, like, okay, this is your main rival. Like, Auburn's going to play Alabama every year. So they're going to be on your schedule every year. But everybody else is going to rotate. You're going to play everybody in your conference. Instead of doing this, and sometimes you won't play somebody in your conference for 3 years, Terry.
Yeah.
How stupid is that? So I'm just saying, just get rid of non-conference games. And you got 18 teams in your conference. How many games play, Terry? 11, 12? Something like that?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
play.
12.
We're gonna play.
12.
We're gonna play 12 games. So you're gonna play, 12 conference
And that
opponents.
keeps going up every year. 'Cause
But what I'm
remember,
saying,
one time
you-
we was
you-
only
you
at
can-
10, then
you
it went
can-
to 11, now it's 12.
Like you're locked into these rivalry games because they're the money games. Like Auburn, Alabama's a money game, right? Like Michigan, Ohio State's a money game. Blah blah blah. The others are gonna rotate. You're gonna play everybody in your conference at least every other year. It's not fair. We don't have Michigan on our schedule for 3 years. No, You're in the same conference. You're gonna play them. So I mean, I don't get it. I'm with Kevin 100% on this. You're gonna play your conference, and that's how we know who's the best in the conference because you played people in your conference.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're talking about getting rid of conference championship games. Kevin, did you hear that? Yeah, they're gonna get rid of that.
If they made it a qualifier, they wouldn't get rid of it. All right,
Yeah.
we got a couple things to get over here in just a few minutes. I did miss a couple of things. Trivia question for the men in the room. Let's see if y'all get it right. What is 38 plus 36?
38 plus 36 would be 74. Just doing it real quick in my head. Is that right?
Wrong. It's 2 over par. You can tell who plays golf around here. All right, next up on that is Michael.
Okay. All right. I guess that's right. All right.
Yes, Tom. I'm going to show you because y'all
He's correct.
Am I not right, Terry?
Well, you're both correct.
Look, that's how you're supposed to teach school. See, that's what I said, Tom. Some people call themselves educated and think 38 plus 36 is 74, and other people think they're educated and they think it's 2 over par when they see
You're
those
right,
numbers.
Kevin. What have I done with my life?
I'm not asking you. You just asked where did I get it from? I found a cool little meme of a little girl riding 2 over par.
What if
This
it's
is
a
on
par?
This is a golf joke.
What if it's a par 70 course, Kevin? Then it's 4 over par.
Then it should It should be like half off.
Okay.
Par 70. Chickens. No, I was going to show Michael Kim. The reason I wanted to show one more golf thing is he shot a 65, and he's 6 shots back.
Dang.
Because the other guy shot a 59.
50.
Sure did. Yeah, I saw that.
59.
Whenever somebody does that at a golf course, they usually like hang a little sign up there, such shot a 59.
This golf person, this golf, the Twitter that had the last little art I just showed you. Michael Kim shot to 65, and the guy covering it said it as soon as he did. He goes, Michael Kim just shot 65 at PGA National, and he won't even be in the top 10 by the end of the day. At the end of the day, Michael Kim tied for 11th.
Wow.
65. I'm not even in the top 10.
Wow.
And the 59's in first. All right, we come back. We got a little baseball to talk about, and one more little NBA nugget we missed about the Golden State Warriors. But see if JP can get it right this time. All right, I'm going to let Brooke do all that, and then we'll be right back in KDCBroadcasting.com.
They say good things come in 3. Well, it's true at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. All right, first there's GE, then there's Speed Queen, and then there's Frigidaire. 3 great appliance manufacturers with great deals going on now at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. Scratch and dent, scratch and dent, and scratch and dent. Hurry in now for big savings. Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. They're on the right going down, on the left coming up. Check out the deals this week at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. Just arrived a sharp-looking 2006 Chrysler Sebring convertible, sale priced at only $39.95. Or how about a 2012 Honda Odyssey EX minivan, sale priced at $12,495. A 2013 Scion XD 4-door hatchback, $84.95. And a 2016 Honda Acura MDX with entertainment package, $15,495. Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com.
The Get Out and Ride sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get up to $3,000 off select models of Yamaha side-by-sides. But that's not all. See the Suzuki King Quad with 0% financing for up to 36 months or $2,000 in customer cash back. And see the legendary Kawasaki Ninja bikes. And see the new Ninja Razor Pro lineup. All at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Grizzly the Greeter says come to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville for their first 3-house special this month. For the first 3 tiny homes sold, including Airbnbs and mother-in-law suites, you get free engineered stamp plans. Also, now take 20% off new metal buildings, including carports, garages, and barn dominiums. That's Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com. Okay, sports fans, for fun, drink, and some great food after or before the game, head to the all-new Cherry Pit Bar and Grill in Cherryville. From great appetizers to all kinds of sandwiches and plates, they've got it. Also, try the Pit Burger, along with salads and homemade sides. And check them out for lunch specials from 11 to 3, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. You're going to love it. Cheer on your favorite team at the all-new Cherry Pit Bar and Grill, 201 North Mountain Street in Cherryville. Online at cherry-pit.com. Like them on Facebook, too. If you own a business and you're looking for a landscape professional, then you need to consider Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln. Why? Well, because they are a licensed landscape irrigation and pesticide contractor. They are a certified concrete contractor with 2 brick-and-mortar locations in Lincoln and Denver. An ICPI certified installer. They are NCMA and NDS certified. And they are a certified Allen Block installer. And they are A+ credited with a Better Business Bureau. They are bonded and have workers' comp with umbrella, general liability, auto, and more. Why not? Bean Brothers Landscaping. Call 704-718-4988. Located at 969 Reedfield Road in Lincoln.
And we're back. We're Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin in the game. Brooke, you might want to turn them on. Okay, yeah.
She's got to turn her ears on to know. So here's instructions from John Prather.
Yep.
Big news this week. Big news. He-Man's coming back. Skeletor, Masters of the Universe, live action. We'll have to watch it. We'll go together, Tom. June 5th, 2026.
I want a picture.
Next summer.
Not till 2026.
Next summer. We're working on it.
I'll go there as a retirement party.
Listen, don't threaten me with a good time.
It's a retirement party for Tom, 2026.
We'll go watch it.
Tom
Masters of the
escapes
Universe.
the state of North Carolina.
All right, I do got some little baseball stuff. Not too much. All right, Terry, Tom, you guys have umpired, watched, and seen a lot of baseball in your lives.
Oh, Lordy.
Is this a good play, a bad play? Who gets fussed at if you're the coach? What just happened? I'll just let y'all. I'll let Tom give the play-by-play. How about that one? All right, Tom. I know you can't really see it, but you can hear it and kind of you'll know what's going on. All right, here we go.
All right. The pitch. Pop up. Shallow infield. Johnny's after it. Dives. And makes the catch off the carpet.
Now, who made the catch where?
24. The big guy made it, did he not?
Tom, you're missing the headline. Why is the first baseman
Yeah, I know
catching
that.
a pop-up?
I know
Yeah,
that.
where's your shortstop?
At shortstop. That's what I said. Who?
Well, they probably heard him say
Well, there's
mine
the
and got
shortstop,
out of
Terry.
his way.
He's right behind him over to the side.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, have I seen this on a base? I've seen all kinds of stupid stuff like this. I mean, this
That's
was
what
actually
I was asking, like, what, like, who gets, like, do you fuss at him?
I've
He made
seen,
the play.
I've seen,
So, like, is that,
but
is
usually, but Kevin, what makes it unusual is usually the shortstop over there at first base,
right? So
not the first baseman looks like he's had a couple cheeseburgers or you know. That is usually not the other way around. But you see this especially in this. This looks like adult league or something like that. I don't know what this is. But you see stuff like this in adult league baseball, Terry. You'll see a guy playing center field, and then he's catching a pop up at second base.
I can see the third baseman maybe not reacting, but when the first baseman is going after it, the only thing I can figure is the shortstop must have took a couple steps backwards.
I just hope somebody
started.
We can't see the whole field. I just hope somebody was covering first.
And now
Look,
they're
there's
over
the
here
coach. There's
talking
the
to
coach.
him.
That's
Why'd
probably
you
not
go
your
get
ball.
that, buddy? That wasn't your ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that one of those ones, Tom, where like the guy pulls the three and the coach is like, no, and okay,
Yeah,
good shot, kid.
It's just not only that, but it's dangerous for him to do that. I mean, people aren't expecting him.
That sounds like great play, but not the right one.
It's dangerous for him to do that.
All right, folks, I got some good stuff for you. How the strike zones work now when they're going to go to the automated strike zones, Tom.
That's coming.
So here, this is a good show of how they work. For you folks listening on the radio, you guys got
any automatic strike zone? All I'm going to say is, if you use it in Little League, are you going to be able to stretch it out when the game's no good?
Yeah.
You know.
Here's a guy explaining how the technology is supposed to work with different size batters.
With the new ABS automatic strike zone replay, the strike zone has been redefined. No longer arbitrary knees to belt or knees to letters or whatever they want. Now it's 17% of your height to 53.5% of your height. So Jose Altuve, 5'6", that's his strike zone, 17 inches wide, and then that's pretty small when you're 60 feet away. This is 6'7" Aaron Judge's. They're closer than I thought they would be. Full baseball difference in height, but then where they start is different, so I'm gonna tape them to the wall and we'll get a good look. All right, so there you go. That's Altuve's, and that's Judge's. Now I'm 5'7", so basically I'm Altuve, and you know, if you stand upright, it's very low, but it's supposed to be from the striking position. So if I'm here, what I've learned is it's kind of belly button, or it's kind of knees to belt. I think the batters win out on ABS strike zone. That high strike doesn't exist at all. Here's Judge. Make myself a foot taller.
That's such a dumb move.
No way. I mean, well, my proportions aren't going to be proper. He's not a foot of shins. There you go. Science.
So what do y'all think about that? As far as is it the strike zones? People have argued, for centuries it seems like. What's an actual strike? The belt? Are you giving the belly button, the chest at all? It doesn't look like. And like we talked, Tom, like hitters like the ball up anyway. So why is that not called a strike if that's where the hitter's power is up and that's where everybody likes?
Kevin, they don't like it called,
right?
But
they want.
But they want it if their pitcher's on the mound.
It's just, I mean, it's just the high strike. I don't know what happened. I don't know like who killed the high strike, but I've watched a lot of umpires at my level belt ball. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, when I go to that adult league and I try to call it a little bit above the belt, they cry. I was like, guys, that guy's throwing 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Swing the bat.
He's literally throwing 60 miles an hour. And you don't want to pitch at the belt? And those guys are like, you call one of those. It's like, dude, you're playing in an adult league with 6 teams in it. Do you see this guy? He's the only pitcher they have. He's the only pitcher they have, and we're supposed to make him groove it mid-thighs for you because you don't want to swing at a pitch that's mid-belly going 60 miles an hour. I mean, God almighty.
So how about 14-1 ball game, and it's a spring training, and it's a challenge for the Angels. So it ended up taking a few minutes there, but like, yeah, it's 14-1. He just got challenged.
Wow.
He got his walk.
Wow.
Look at that. What if you're the umpire, Tom?
Wow.
And you got to look at that on the big screen,
Wow.
Terry. You missed it by that much.
Let me
a hair. Look at that hair you missed it by.
Let me tell you something, man.
Look how close that is.
You know why? But this, Kevin, if you go back and watch old baseball clips from the 70s and 80s, watch Pete Rose hit. He hit the ball where it was pitched, Terry.
Yeah.
He didn't have to have a perfect pitch. This is what this guy's waiting on. He's waiting on a perfect pitch. Whereas guys that used to be able to hit could hit the ball where it was pitched. And it's totally like all these guys, all these baseball academies, all this bull crap. I don't know what they're teaching the kids, but they're not teaching them to hit the ball where the ball is pitched. You can hit a ball out of the zone. And on something like that, I'm going to tell you what, Terry, that pitch is getting called a strike all day long.
Every day.
I was born a little bit too late. The Savannah Banana stuff, some of it's wild and crazy and weird, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I would have had fun doing some of the trick stuff, like, but this one, the third baseman, when he does, this is fun for me. I would have liked to have tried this. Now, what you guys need to watch is the first base umpire, okay? Because I need you guys to try this on the field. So I'm gonna say what I'd like to try at third base, but you gotta watch the umpire, okay? Here we go. Oh, hit the. Oh, it is. I've got it muted. You're good. You're good. So what the pitcher goes behind the back.
Oh, hey, Tellier.
And catches it.
There from Cosgrove. Hey, Tellier behind the back. Fires the heater in. And between the legs with the bounce. Bryson Bloomer pulls off the professor. Sal Jacobo behind the back.
He's wearing ninja gear. I don't know if you saw it.
Fires the heater in.
Got a ninja
and between the legs with the bounce. Bryson Bloomer pulls off the professor. Sal
the wrap on his head.
Como behind the back at first base with the reception.
But that
double trick play and a doozy. Banana ball at its.
Oh, he caught it behind the back too. I didn't see that. That's pretty impressive.
I really wish.
Cosgrove.
Hey,
Tellier behind the back. Fires the heater in.
I can eat that.
And between the legs with the bounce. Bryson Bloomer pulls off the professor. Sal Jacobo behind the back at first base with the reception. Double trick play and a doozy. Banana ball at its.
That at first base, to catch it behind the back at first, that's pretty good. I guess he is using a giant first baseman, but still, I think that one was impressive. Let's see if I got any other ones. I think I might have been. I had some fun baseball stuff. All right, last one on basketball. We skipped one. Andre Iguodala had his number retired, and I don't know how I feel about this one, Terry. They gave him Steph Curry's MVP. So he gets his number retired because he was the MVP, basically. If he wasn't the MVP, would he be getting his number retired?
No.
Okay. Now, with that said, since he did get his number retired for winning one MVP in Golden State, does that mean Kevin Durant now gets his number retired in Golden State?
No.
2-time MVP. Steph's only got one, Tom.
Wow. He didn't get both of those with Golden State, did he?
Who? Durant? Yeah.
Durant. Both of them with Golden State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
So Curry's won 4 championships. He's only been the MVP on his team once. So if we're giving this guy the sixth man award winner a retired number, I'm for sure Durant his number will be retired. Curry's number will be retired. Klay Thompson's number will be retired. I guess they may do Draymond, but like they could retire everyone on the team's number. Like I guess the Celtics did that. What one of those? Some of those teams.
Yeah, they got run out of numbers.
But
Can I have one?
Terry,
Nope,
if
retired.
Gets
Two,
retired,
nope, retired. Nope,
how do you
three,
tell the
nope,
rest of them they don't? Like, what did he do? He gave up a triple-double to LeBron and got his number retired.
I know, man. It's we have a strange sense of merit in the modern era.
That's awful. All right, I think that's about it. Just there's she talking about Robinson Elijah one. That's about it. This one, that's a fun little video we'll end the show on. Any other news and notes, guys, before we get out of here? Thoughts?
No, just WHS will be covering Shelby this Tuesday, so says Calvin. So listening to WHS, WCSL, I think we have baseball, do we not?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is
WCSL will have
season
baseball,
in
and then WHS will have the Carolina Tar Heels and Miami Hurricanes at noon. At noon, if you're a day drinker, tune into that.
The coverage starts at 11.
Yeah.
Then we got coverage of the 2 worst teams in the Eastern Conference tonight. The Wizards and the Hornets play tonight.
The Hornets are on
You can listen to that game.
That's on OHS and CSL, right?
Yes, we got both
that'll
those
be on
games.
both, and won't be too long, Kevin, before we get Braves games on WCSL
That's right.
on WHS.
NASCAR racing tomorrow. Coverage starts at 2:30 from COTA. Wake Forest at Duke on Monday. Virginia Tech and North Carolina Tuesday. Wednesday, Minnesota Timberwolves at Charlotte Hornets. Thursday, AC Reynolds at Crest. And then Friday, Kings Mountain at Cherryville and Shelby at Bessemer City. We'll have Shelby basketball as well on Tuesday. May have basketball next Friday as well. Stay tuned. The schedule will be on kdcbroadcasting.com if you folks want to know what games are on each day and night. I think that's about it for news and notes on that. I did want to finish up with one video of an American hero. Here we go.
Yeah.
This fella running from the cops on his dirt bike. And this is so like Hazard County, Terry. Everything about this video. He's done circling around.
Surely that's got to be staged. That's staged.
Wait a minute. Watch the folks. This is it. Watch them. Look at the guy in the green. They pointed the other way for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those folks have lawn chairs out there. I guess was there a parade going?
It's staged.
Was there a
That's
parade?
just staged.
Look at Tom hates the world.
No, I don't. It's just staged. It's not real. It's staged.
So they set out one day, said, all right, you guys go down here with your 4-wheelers and y'all have a cookout, Terry. Then these guys down here up in Cat Square, they're going to have a cookout. And we're going to ride around our motorcycle. And we're going to get the local sheriff.
It's got to be in South Carolina.
We're going to get the local sheriff in it. Why? Because the roads are so awful?
No. No helmet? Wasn't wearing a helmet?
Oh, that too.
Wasn't wearing
I thought I was talking about the roads. All right. I think that's about it for today. Terry, you got it? Sorry, you got it?
No, I'm good.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Brooks, get us away on that. And JP's, I know we can't hear you in there, so we'll see you next week, JP. NCAA.broadcasting.com.
Now is the time to get your mower serviced and have it ready to roll for the spring. Bring it on into Power Max Motorsports in Lincoln. Or maybe you've been thinking about